Hello, welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Sorry, I forgot what day it was.
That's okay.
One of those.
Just one of those days.
Uh-huh. So, welcome to Call of Cthulhu Rapture, a post-apocalyptic Call of Cthulhu. Instead of leading up, they're having my investigators leading up to preventing the apocalypse. They're going to be having to dealing with they're going to have to deal with the ramifications of said apocalypse already happening. So, each of my
We're just
players.
gonna go home.
Yeah, well, it's been a great stream. So all 5 minutes of it. So would each of my players like to introduce themselves and tell me who they're playing? I'll start left to right, starting with Kat.
I knew you were going to do this to me.
You're left to right up the street.
I'm Kat. She just said, and I'm playing Sylvie LaBelle, who is an actress. She's been preparing all her life for this moment. She knew the apocalypse was coming. She definitely is 100% on board with the idea, not in denial in the slightest. And she has a great cat, and that's kind of where I'm at really with Sylvie, to be honest. Yeah. Is that where you want to go?
She has a great cat.
She has a gorgeous cat. His name is Jean-Pierre.
I'll put him on stream. Give me 1 second.
Yay!
I can't go through the best.
Watching the light leave the eyes of my fellow players.
There's
Sorry,
Jean-Pierre.
we're just gonna stare at the cat for 12 minutes exactly.
It's been
It's
less than 10 minutes and the cat is coming on screen.
in addition. Yeah, the cat is on screen. This is not a drill.
Bam! Look at my baby. All right, this is and as long as the cat lives, I'm good.
Nailed it. Mental health, 100. Solid. Implacable. Unflappable.
People being eaten
Steve.
inside the city, all screaming. That's fine. I've got my cat. Let me pet it a couple times.
This
I'm
cat
better
is what's
already.
going to keep Sylvie sane. Because you think that
That's
this
fair.
eccentric personality is her not sane. No, this is her at her. You wait. You'll wait until I start losing sanity. That's all I'm saying.
So my players are acting jovial right now because they know that it's going to get really bad.
Yeah.
It's just like Cyberpunk, you know? Like,
It's
Let's
not.
enjoy
It's
it,
not.
Red.
It's not. This is all gonna blow over.
I'm just gonna hop down to the
Someone
pub, get a
needs to
pint,
be
and
in
wait for this all to
denial.
blow
It
over.
might as well be Sylvie.
you guys do embody a lot of like the symptoms of what was that, grief?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Sylvia's denial. I'm
Sylvia's
definitely
denial.
anger. Like, I feel like trying to sort things out that, like, Omni's character's got to be bargaining.
I was gonna say bargaining would make the most
Like,
sense.
Bargaining
for
makes sense for him.
Depression for it. And then Red's just accepting that he's going to kill all of us.
Yeah.
I've already reached acceptance. I've long
Red's
since reached
accepted
acceptance.
it because Red's inflicting it.
Absolutely.
The rest of us are like, please no.
There's no grief when I'm the one doing it.
Well,
So Sylvie has a cat for every. Oh, multiple cats. Ooh,
No.
Red.
No, what? Don't even pitch that. Why, life? Why?
Has a
Don't
cat
encourage
with
it.
a point of
Thanks-
sanity? That's
Thanks,
fucked.
Nomiwo. Great
As
pick.
a single capper. That means anyway.
That
We're
means
gonna
you would lose a cat every time you lose a point of sanity. Let's not.
wait a minute. No, I'm
that's
kidding. I
too
don't know
much.
what you're doing.
No, please.
You're not
We're
sorry.
not losing any cats. Okay, do you know what? I feel like
No
we need to
cat
move
loss.
on from Sylvie and the cats.
No. Let's talk.
Let's talk about Art and Dodger.
Yeah, I'm playing a nurse called Dodger. Right. That's all I got right now. She had a really pleasant episode last time where she just went up to someone's house and then helped give someone. She gave someone some antibiotics. They chatted about artwork. It was all actually really pleasant, which is very left field of you. What's going on here?
Oh, you know, calm before the storm and all that.
I don't know, it was really weirdly
Also,
pleasant.
I just noticed Art
Mm-hmm.
Dodger, Artful Dodger.
Yay.
Oh, fucking Charles Dickens reference.
Did we
Nailed
all
it.
hear the moment?
Alright. I am shocked. I'm very shocked it took you all that long to realize that.
I
I
really.
said that as soon as you said your character's name was
I
Doctor.
knew this for weeks.
I put
Like I
the
haven't
overlay
read Oliver
together.
Twist. Look at me. Come on.
I literally
Ash
put
and
the
I love
overlay
musical
together.
theatre, as if we weren't going to get that immediately.
That is true. But yes.
What does that say about me?
My college degree was
I was
in
in
the
a fucking
linguistics of
musical.
English literature. I have read Charles Dickens. How dare you?
I don't know this English stuff you're talking about.
I made a reference.
From now
Anyway.
on, everyone, if you make anything or do anything punny, please explain it to Red, just in case he didn't get it.
Okay, so puns.
You know that
So-
cat thing's starting to sound a lot more appealing. Anyway, so let's move
How
over
dare you?
to. How dare I, Alec?
Yes, I'm Alakazam. I'm playing Hannibal Riggs, a guy who's just batting 1,000, totally having fun. He's a cool, fun, hilarious guy having a great time. He's a miserable piece of shit who hates everybody, most especially himself. So, not having a great time.
He just like.
I thought you were going to say especially Sylvie, and I was like, you know what, that's fair.
No, that's the one person in the world that he loves, but he'll never tell him.
Oh. We're
Not
finding out a
even-
lot about characters today.
God, I
think-
love toxic
I think
masculinity.
Red's like, you'll never tell challenge accepted.
Oh, I mean, before I die horrifically in the 3rd episode I'm in, that's usually.
This is the third
This
episode.
is the 3rd episode.
We're not doing
It's
this.
gonna
Now's
happen.
the time.
Oh no.
Damn it.
Red.
The tradition must repeat itself.
No!
I'm just saying.
It's not up to me.
The rolls of the dice.
I mean,
All
I
I'm
think
saying,
that-
Alex,
nice
is
to show
so we
everyone.
go together.
So what you're saying is someone's gonna die this episode. Which one of us is it gonna
Whoa!
be? Someone's gonna bite it.
Little
Anyway. Omni.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm the last Omnitex, your favorite Roman American, and I am playing Edward Ward, also known as Eddie, a steam train engineer. I guess just a train engineer at this point, since electric trains are not as common as we like in this era yet. And yeah, no, my boy's been actually living a pretty comfortable life, going on the rails, enjoys going from station to station and living on the road. And he just happened to be in this town, which I guess is sort of his home, as much as like his home is not on the rails. And yeah, no, it turns out there's a fucking zombie apocalypse, and well, he's trying to bring a little of that practicality to the end of the world, and we'll see how that shit goes. Because so far, he's been struggling to get anybody to work with him, and every player character seems to be meeting each other except for me and him. So we'll see
would-
how that
Did
goes. I would
Did you
not
say
be surprised.
practicality? Oh, you probably don't want to meet Sylvie.
I'm just saying it could be
I
worse
will
here
say
because you
it
could
would
like.
be
He's
nice
just
to
gonna
have
come in
party
with our 8
members.
suitcases.
My character might actually die before he meets any of you, which would be
Like-
just the exact mood of this campaign.
I'm just
So
saying. Like,
anyway,
No.
Red, that's me.
it's like being in Chicago is one thing. It's like it could be worse. You could be like dead or in hell or in like Philadelphia. Like any of those would be worse. Shout out
That's
to my
true.
Philly fans. Love you.
I'm also going to apologize in advance if my accent goes completely by the wayside today, but I am so tired. I have spent the last 3 days unpacking, moving. I can't even think straight. That's why I'm like acting like a maniac this evening. So sorry.
All
I
good.
don't notice.
Nice to be addressed. Jeez, y'all are brutal today. So,
Listen, right, listen.
all right. So, trying to think who I want to pick on. I mean, you're asking for it. It's too easy.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm doing it. Reverse psychology.
When
no,
has
it's
that
me,
ever
senpai.
worked?
It'll work now. It was
I
working
just want to
inside
point
us.
out, every time you did this reverse psychology baiting Red, it wasn't your character who paid the fucking consequences.
Let's start with Omni.
Exactly.
Let's start with Omni. So,
All right.
It worked.
Oh my god.
so you want to fill me in on where we last left off with Edward and good old Charles?
Sure thing. Last as I recall, Edward and Charles had managed to hook up with one of the local leaders of the community. This gentleman who I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Genuinely, I can't. I just met him, and I'm terrible with names. My brain is
Richard.
full of fuzz. Richard, thank you.
Richard Dick
Um,
Dickie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, Dickie. Yeah. Yeah. So we met with Dick and his crew, and they are more or less holed up in one of the areas, not quite by the train station, but in the same like region of the city, on that side of the city. And Edward's trying his best to get a steam engine going so that we could have a chance of maybe leaving the city and not, dying in the middle of this place at any time. But to do that, he's going to require a crew to get the station, or at very least the engine and the rail itself, ready to run. So he figured he could recruit some folks. Last he went there, they managed to hash out an agreement, which is that they need protection and food. Basically, this has gone from let's fix a train to let's build a fucking community. To which Edward's like, I know how to do one of those things, but sure. And so I need to go meet with the mob now to try to get their help. And we were on the way to do that, I believe. We ended before we continued with that.
Yeah, no, it was late at night. And so you two are leaving the warehouse. That is what I recall us leaving off on.
Yeah, we
And-
hadn't started doing the other thing yet.
Oh.
We just literally-
What wasn't there an Irish guy? Were you going there?
No, they were talking about meeting with an Irish guy, but
Right.
yeah, no longer. But they have a clear objective right now. So, are you going back to get the vehicle?
I feel like we should. I would rather not walk the mean streets of Chicago during a zombie invasion. Not that he's normally averse to it, but the neighborhood's gone downhill somewhat since this has started, so we're gonna take the car.
The fact that Chicago in the late 20s could go even more downhill is saying something. Chicago was the most violent city in the United States in this era, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because of gang shootings.
Not anymore.
That's very fair.
Yeah, St. Louis took that one nowadays. Oh yeah, from that area, so I know all about it. But yeah, so you are going back to get the car.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll walk backward the way we came to get to the car.
Okay. Could you make a luck roll for me?
Of course. Let's take a look. Single lowest stat. Oh no, actually no. That's right. I'm not playing my last character.
Everybody do me a
Cthulhu.
favor
We had
and
that.
make improvement checks for your luck. So roll a d100, same way we did skills. Roll a d100, see if you roll above your luck, and then you can add a d10 to your luck. Because we are doing luck points and luck spending.
Oh!
Down.
Nice. Okay, so I succeeded
I
on the
rolled a
luck check.
99.
I'll do the upgrade roll.
99.
I fail, so no worries.
I also failed. Great.
So
Okay.
I passed the luck check. I fail on the improvement check.
So Kat, go ahead and Alec already added 9 to his luck. Kat adds 2.
Oh, 2.
Better than nothing.
Like,
Yeah,
remember,
I know.
one.
Remember, luck points are spent on a point for point basis. So
I know.
on the initial luck check, Omni, how'd you do on that?
Who's taking a bite?
I passed. There we go. Sorry, I had to
You
mute
passed.
myself because I was waiting for everyone else to do things. Yeah, no, I actually passed the initial luck check with I think it was like a 26.
Okay.
So actually, no, hold on. It was an 18. It was an 18.
Okay, so it remains quiet. There's nothing lurking around. You know that's for sure. You already came through here. You heard nothing. You're coming back through here. You still hear nothing except for like maybe distant ambient sounds of several miles away, gunshots, people making noises, some like just typical city stuff, but maybe dialed back because of what's going on. and dialed up in some other places. But you turn the corner of the warehouse, like on the very edge of this little subdivision, as it were, and you see a group of young men taking the wheels off this car.
Off
They-
of our car?
Yes. So, would you like to make some sort of check in the way that you would like to approach?
Hmm. Alright.
Tell me how you would like to
See.
approach, and we'll go from there.
I feel like the easy solution would be to beat them to within a half inch of their life. So I think we're gonna do that. So I think Edward's just gonna turn to Charles and be like, "Get him!" And he's going to throw himself at these guys and just cuffs them.
Charles is gonna raise his shotgun.
Yeah, like he's not interested in killing them. He just wants to drive them off.
Tell it to Charles.
If Charles wants to put him in the ground, he's more than welcome to go Doomslayer. That's not what my buddy's here to. That's not what my guy's here to do.
Dude,
I'm gonna fuck
you up.
Yeah, pretty much.
uh-oh.
Insert sick guitar licks here. So yeah,
For real,
Edward's just gonna see one of these guys taking apart the car's wheels. And he's just gonna blitz at one of them, get up, and then as hard as he can.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna pull up the rules for fighting real quick. So you're literally just running. You're not even trying to be stealthy. You're just going right in.
no, if I see these tools fucking with my car, I'm gonna assume if they're running away with a car wheel, I might have an edge catching up with them.
Fair enough.
This ain't no uptime now.
Yeah.
Let's
The
see.
difference is
hacking.
Uptime would have done something cool involving like flips and that sort of thing. My guy just is a straight up boxer.
Uptime
He's
just would have
gonna
made the
walk and be
car
like,
explode.
oh, okay. And this, someone's gonna leave with a differently shaped nose. There's no finesse to this.
We're taking the Duke approach, I see. Great.
Oh, lovely.
Unlike Duke, my character isn't going to be shooting everything and then swiftly dying. So, like you do.
Listen, it's episode 3. Anything could happen.
Yeah,
It's
this is
true.
a bad luck episode for us right now.
I'm having a good
We
time.
have just started. Why is everyone so doomy and gloomy?
We-
Go ahead,
I'm not
Brad.
doing
We
Fuck
just
yeah.
started.
Everything's gonna be fine. Make your punches.
All right, so
Kill this man with one hit. Come on.
So I figured brawl is the thing I would use, but I don't know what you would justify. I don't know if you want to
Yes.
make a roll before I get the where I'm punching. So
Go ahead and brawl, because like we are immediately engaged in the melee, and then we'll look at initiative from there.
you got it.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, Eddie knows how to throw a fist. He knows how to throw a punch really fucking hard.
Oh,
So
heck.
he's basically just gonna walk up to. He's basically just gonna start walking, start running, get in, and hold a hand out, and then just haymaker this guy as hard as he can in
Hell
the
yeah.
back of the head to knock him down.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
This guy's going. He's not gonna see this coming, so you're literally just gonna hit him. So what is the? Do you have a build, or you? Just,
Yes, I do.
so you're gonna deal
Eddie's
7
pretty big.
damage to this guy.
Yeah, D6 plus D4. So that'd be just
It
be the
It
standard
would be a
D4
D.
damage.
It would be a D3 for brawling.
Yeah.
So it'd be a D3 plus D4. So it'd be 7.
Okay, so D3 plus D4. So I'll just do the D6 first, and then I'll do the D4 separate. Jesus Christ. Okay, sure.
Well, no.
so-
You rolled an extreme success, so you deal maximum damage. Period. That's why I'm
Oh,
saying.
oh,
That's why I'm
geez.
saying
Yeah,
you deal
okay.
7.
Oh, okay. Damn. Yeah, no. Just as hard as he can.
Yeah, you literally run up to this guy who's like in the process of like taking the wheel off. He's literally just like undoing one of the bolts, and he like looks over and you just slam him right in the head. I'm gonna have him make a con roll to see if he can actually stay conscious after that. He fails. You literally just clock him so hard that he just falls over, and the other two guys who are busy taking the other wheels off of the car and replacing them with cinder blocks look up, and they get ready for a scrap. One of them picks up a holds up his tire iron, and he's ready to fucking hit you. So let's compare dexes here real quick.
All right. Cool thing. Cool beans. 55. Extreme success.
Okay, these guys have 50. Charles is a little slower, so he's gonna be 40. So you go right ahead.
Okay. So, Eddie, seeing these guys all starting to get ready, to do their like various brawls. He's just gonna pull out his pipe wrench and just sort of comes out of his belt and slides down to where he's holding the back of the handle of it. Look, I don't want any trouble, but if you really want to do this, then he's just gonna step forward and clang, and we're gonna go for the near cartoon like impact of this thing. So
Sure.
let's roll to hit. So our skill with this one gonna be another brawl.
You know, there's a guy on the other side of the car, by the way. You just can't see him very well.
That's fair.
Okay,
That's
this guy's going to
success.
attempt. Yeah, this guy's going to attempt to fight back.
Okay, cool.
He succeeds. So both of you are going to damage each other. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. So that's the so that's 7 damage from the pipe wrench.
Wow. Okay. So he's gonna he's gonna attempt to hit
My
you
guy's big.
with a tire iron.
Jesus.
Okay. Let's see.
These guys aren't very big.
Yeah.
Okay, let me make a roll real quick to see if he remains conscious. He does. So he will hit you for. Ooh. It's time for Red to roll hot. You're gonna take 6 damage.
Okay, that puts me in major wound condition.
Is that half your health?
Yeah, I'm at major wound. I'm not an unconscious yet, but I'm at major wound.
So what's your health total? Is it 12 or 13?
I'm trying to find it. It's not showing me the whole. Oh, here we go. My total is 12.
Make a con to see if you can actually stay conscious after getting hit like this.
Okay. No
Anytime you
problem.
take half your health or more in Call of Cthulhu, there's a chance you go instantly unconscious.
Fair.
Okay.
Nailing it.
What?
Take a con check. Okay. Cool.
Well,
You look worried, Cat. Are you okay?
Okay, so you
I don't have much health.
so how, you hit this guy really hard. Like so tell me where you hit him, and that'll change the way he hits you since he's fighting back.
I figure this guy again. Eddie's not the sort of person that. He's not really like a traditional fighter. He doesn't. He's very like practical. So for him,
Sure.
he's just gonna hit this guy really fucking hard in the neck. Like he's not gonna aim for the head. He might miss. He's not gonna aim for the body. He literally sort of brings it down diagonal, and it just lands right here, square across clavicle, going downward.
Okay. You hit this guy in the neck, and it like you can feel something crack and break a little bit, but like this guy's not willing to give up. You mostly hit like muscle and like ligament. You don't quite connect with the throat, which good for him, bad for you. As you hit him in the neck, he's gonna like he's swinging. He's in the middle of a swing. Like he just starts making that tire iron towards you as you hit him, and he catches you like right here in the eye, like right here on this point. There's it's the orbital bone, I believe that's what it's called, right here.
Yeah,
That's
the
exactly
ridge
where he
above
busted
the-
you, and it leaves you pretty concussed. You managed to keep your consciousness, but man, did that hurt. And you know it's gonna hurt really bad, and you're gonna need to get checked for a concussion. Like that hurt. And
That's
Sounds like you need a nurse.
yeah.
All right.
I can't wait to actually encounter additional player characters at some point in the future. That'd be great. We'll see if we get there.
I gotta-
Survive this encounter.
I gotta bully you a little bit on it.
it's fine, man. No, it's a-okay.
It's a
all
tradition.
good.
It's a
Hannibal
tradition.
sees him. He's like, well, he's like a horse. I got to put him down.
Yeah. Charlie just like, well, I'm sorry, son. Just takes him out.
Eh,
Jesus
that's,
fucking
that's
Christ.
you.
So
Done.
anyway, what happens next, buddy?
So after that, these two are going to go ahead and fight back. Well, the one that's engaged with you is going to fight back against you. So would you like to dodge, or would you like to fight back?
I would like to. I'd like to fight back.
Let me give you a full warning here. Fighting back, the highest success you can get on an attack is a regular, but you can fight back.
Yeah.
I'm just letting
That's-
you know this because I'm following the same rules. I did not crit on you. I did not
Okay.
roll an extreme success. I just rolled the maximum damage on the damage die. That's why I hit you
Jesus
so hard.
Christ.
So I'm just giving you
I'm
fair warning.
perfectly
So-
fair with that.
So you are fighting back.
I am fighting back.
Okay. One thing that I do in Call of Cthulhu is I always give it to the players because the combat's already fucking always brutal in this. So I like to give you at least a little bit of a leg up. So if you fight back successfully, I'll let you hit first.
Perfect.
That,
All right, we're fighting back. Yeah.
but only if you exceed their success, and I will compare numbers.
Okay. And
So
can
let me-
I use luck points to increase that?
You always can. Yeah, retroactively
Okay.
is fine too. You're still burning those luck points.
That's fine. I'll drop my luck to 70, and I really want this guy unconscious before he knocks me out. So we're going to increase my result down to, I guess that would be 49.
49.
Yep.
Okay. So he's like staggering because you hit him in the neck, and he's like coming around again. This guy, he's just some punk. He's literally just some dude wearing a beaten up duster, a stained shirt, and some suspenders, and you got cigarette burns on the collar, that kind of stuff. And he's coming at you again, and he heavily telegraphs, and he swings right past you, and you can see the fear in his eyes as he knows that he fucked up.
Oh shit!
You hit him. He does not
Okay.
hit you.
Lovely. You know, he just sort of swings into it, and the damage is 5 damage. So, I figure he just sort of follows through. The first time he gets hit, and now he just sort of goes on the backhand and just catches him across the face. Full force.
Yeah, he's like stumbling past you as he misses, and you just like clock him, and he just goes sliding across the ground to his other buddy that you knocked out in a single punch.
I think he would turn around and look at the last guy, and then look at my pal over here, and just sort of gesture to the shotgun.
So
You all really want to keep doing this? Is there not enough out there to challenge you? Go find some other car from one of the hundreds of abandoned ones in the city.
this last guy, he has a pistol, and he has it trained on both of you. And Charlie has his shotgun up. It's not 100% clear if Charlie can even see this guy holding the gun, because it is dark, and there is only a little bit of moonlight illuminating this whole scene.
Well,
And you can tell by the silhouette of this guy that there is a glint of moonlight off of the silvery bits of his pistol. He is going to shoot you if you don't back down. And Charlie, you don't know if Charles knows about this. You are in a tense situation.
Revolver of my own.
Right, but you would have to pull it out.
Yes, I would.
Right now, you are caught with your pants down with a pipe wrench in your hand.
If I need to dodge out of the way, I'll do it. But honestly, Red, you didn't really leave me many options here, buddy. You got me at gunpoint, so.
Well, I got you at gunpoint, but you still have options. You will always have options in my games. I am not going to just shoehorn you into one option here. You're close enough to where if you break for it, you can attempt to hit this guy. But if he shoots at you, you can still dive behind the car. Or you could let Chuck know, and Chuck could take a wild shot.
I figure him. All right.
Or you could stand down.
Oh no, I'm not gonna fucking stand down.
What I'm saying.
Out. What's this guy want? He's gonna take all our tires. He's gonna need our help to get him back. Fuck him. I'm not helping him steal my car parts. Jesus, no. Fuck this guy.
I'm just saying. Those are your options.
No, absolutely ridiculous. I actually call bullshit on that. This is the worst car robbery I've ever seen.
It's
At
the
least
curse.
in New York, when they put your car on fucking cinder blocks, they've successfully done it. They won't turn to you after I knock 2 of his buddies out with the wheels still on and go, hey, can you help me carry this to my next car? No, fuck that guy. I'd like to see him try to walk away with these things after I'm done with it. Yeah, no. I think that if this guy really wants to die that bad, Edward's going to get in and knock him out. Like, let's do it.
Okay, it is his turn.
Yeah, that's fair.
We have so little faith right now. Like, Omni's like, yeah, this is what's happening. We're gonna knock him out, and I just hit Art. Like,
look, I know this is a red game. I'm just going off of what I would normally expect in real life, which is if there's 3 dudes stealing tires and you fucking knock 2 of them out with a pipe wrench, I would assume that would affect your morale. But this guy's like, no, I'm gonna Lone Ranger this last guy. Like, fuck him.
Hey, do you remember when we were joking at the start of this that one of us was gonna die?
Omni, what did you
spoke that into being right now, Artie? But I
what
really
did
don't
you,
like it.
What did you mean by this is a red game?
Dodge, Red.
What do you mean by this is a red game? I would like to know your definition here.
no, we got this. We got this.
So,
you can do
practically
this.
speaking, if it's his turn and I'm not going to get a chance to swing before him, and if I attempt to hit him, like if I make a mad dash to try to hit him, he's just going to get a shot on me anyway. I'm just going to dodge. If he doesn't hit me, oh well. We'll see.
You could also try to talk them down out of it. These guys are just thugs. These guys are the furthest thing from professional.
I just tried to offer them.
Well, no, I'd have you make a
literally-
roll. I would have you make a roll if that is what you would wish to do. You can attempt to dodge out of the way.
We'll make what I said a persuade roll. My guy literally just said, "Are you sure you really want to do this?"
It's a pretty persuasive argument.
Yeah, I'll give you
like-
I'll give you a D10 bonus for the
Okay.
guys you left wasted on the ground.
And then that.
So like a
You
23.
should know by now it's the red way or the dead way. Like we don't.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. So that's a.
Red's me. Yeah.
That's
Good
a 23
concept.
out of 60, Red. That's a 23 out of 60. So yeah, hard success.
You see him like shaking his gun. He is like shaking from like the adrenaline of it all. He's not nervous. I'm nervous, quote unquote. He's hyped up. He's like he is high on adrenaline right now, and his hands like shaking, and he just like starts shaking his pistol, and then he turns and he just starts running off. Like he's not fucking with this.
Yeah. Edward just turns away from him, puts the pipe wrench away, and looks down at the two guys on the ground. What a mess. Damn it. Hurt.
Unless they get
Just gonna,
immediate
like-
medical help, they're not surviving. You gave them concussions to last a lifetime.
I'm not a fucking nurse, and the only nurse in our party ain't here, so that sucks. Too bad, man.
Too bad for them.
So
I'm not
Oh,
fucking putting them
no.
in the car to ride them around. These guys that knew what they were fucking doing.
old pal,
Kill me. I'm not going to show that mercy back to them.
your old pal Chuck catches up with you, and he's like holding a shotgun in one hand.
I didn't see none of them. In my eyes,
Yeah,
it's getting bad.
You see, Chuck. This is the reason why when you tell me you have a shotgun, and then that's what I should have. This is why I don't trust the shotgun.
Well, Edward, boy, you told me to be quiet.
I figure when you started hearing the clanging sounds, you should know that the quiet part's done. And he's gonna lean down and start ratcheting the wheels back on using the pipe wrench.
What?
You know I got a bad leg, and I can't keep up in a fight.
That's fair. I'm not angry. Just frustrated. Like I don't have enough problems to deal with, and I've got this bloody welt on my fucking head.
You might want to keep it down, pal.
Right. And he's just going to repair the car at this point.
Wait, would you like to make a repair check for me? Mechanical repair, I
Sure.
guess this would be.
Yeah.
I- Charles is going to help. He's not going to stand aside like a fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say this fucker better help me.
Yeah.
All right. I don't see it on here at all, actually. Which is
Mechanical repair? It's somewhere. I know it is.
oh, there it is. Mechanical repair. There we go. I thought you said auto repair. I was like, what? Yeah, there you go. Hard success.
Hi, Miss Winter.
This is my
Thank you
wheelhouse.
for
I
the
figure
alert.
this is pretty easy for him. So.
Okay. Yeah. Based upon your success, yeah, you have no issue getting your first wheel on, and then I'm gonna have Chuck roll for his as well. See how incompetent he is.
Incompetent.
My man.
Snaps the pipe wrench somehow.
Yeah. He's gonna
mine.
need that. He's gonna need that wrench if he, or he's gonna need that tire iron if he ever hopes to get this thing on, and he's gonna. So he's struggling a little bit, mostly because of his injuries, and it's dark, so it's really hard to see. The fact that you succeeded, you succeeded pretty well. It's not a hard success, but you succeeded like exceptionally well. He's struggling, like he said, eyesight's bad. It's dark, you know, and you can hear a shuffling
he'll help.
nearby.
All right. Yeah, he'll fucking help. We'll speed this process along. Just get those wheels back on.
You hear a shuffling noise nearby as you're continuing to get these wheels back on.
Can I see what it is? I'm guessing it's a zombie.
So, Zombu.
That's gonna be the first one you've
Zombie.
seen properly.
Yeah, this will actually be the first undead that you've seen.
Yeah. Zombini the Great.
Zombini.
Zombie.
Yes, Zombini.
Using that pipe wrench, he just rang the fucking dinner bell. So
Yeah.
Ah.
So,
I mean,
Oh.
you know, we got two
Dinner's
perfectly edible corpses down here, so you know.
so Chuck is gonna not accept your help. He's gonna wave you off.
I got it. I ain't that incompetent.
Uh-oh.
And you turn to see like a figure. you see like one figure just kind of like shambling around the corner, and they're just kind of like dragging themselves towards the noise, and you can like see their head just slowly twist and crack and pop as it turns to face you, and it sounds the joints, the bones, the muscle in the neck, it sounds like crunching a fistful of leaves as it turns to face you.
Oh, that was visceral. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Should read my book sometime if you think that's bad.
Chuck, it's time to go.
I'm working on it.
He's going to look at this thing, and like every part of his psychology is kind of like he's already accepted what Chuck has said. Like Chuck's crazy in a lot of ways, but considering what he's seen, especially since he's spoke at length to Dickie about this seems to be real, and he's willing to accept it. He doesn't understand it, but he's enough of a man of science to know that's because he doesn't understand it doesn't mean there's a logical explanation for it. So he doesn't buy for a minute Chuck's is the end of the world and all the good people went up and we're all the hell bound. He doesn't buy that shit for a second. But he absolutely does buy that this is a really fucked situation. And the second he sees things, that would probably be like the final nail in the coffin of like, yeah, I guess Chuck wasn't fucking lying. Yeah, I guess it isn't just a giant mass delusion. So he's gonna turn towards Chuck and say, Chuck, do you have any suggestions on how to deal with one of these things when they're here?
What are you talking about? Well, when they get here, you just hit them in the head.
Oh, you're good at that.
Yeah, that would have been great if I hadn't just fucking had a fucking take on me moment with 3 dudes in a pipe wrench.
Oh yeah,
so,
they got the
yeah, I actually, fucking over here, gonna beat this guy with my pipe wrench. Yeah, no.
Jacob.
It was even black and white.
Don't
so he's
get me DMCA.
No.
I can thank Alec for that reference, by the way, since he mentioned it earlier with the pipe wrench. My first thought was just like, oh, like the bad lip reading version of that song. Yes. So okay.
Chuck gets the wheel
He's
on,
gonna-
and he looks up and finally he's like squinting, and he sees this thing when it's like 10 feet from you.
Oh, let me show you how it's done.
He get himself up, grab his shotgun, and he like turns his shotgun and holds it like a club, and he's gonna go, oh, and he's like swing it and like go to bonk him down on the head. He hits.
Go ahead, buddy. I'd honestly, right now, I'd prefer him take the shots as opposed to me.
Take the shot.
So he swings at this creature and he like bonks it on the head, not like well enough, but you can clearly see that he hit it right on the head, and its hat just goes boop, bouncing off, and it hits the pavement.
No,
And he did a good amount of. You can tell he hurt this thing even in the dark, but he didn't kill it. So it's going to retaliate.
Oh God! All right, I'm gonna dogpile on this thing after it takes a swing.
Yeah, as he goes like, oh, and he like swings it straight down and like tries to bonk it on the head. This thing like, oh, like swings its arm out really wide and tries to swipe at him, but Chuck goes back on his good leg and is able to keep out of the way. Go ahead.
Okay. Yep. Let's knock this thing's ass out. Hard success.
Okay. I'm assuming you're hitting it with the pipe wrench.
Yeah. No, I'm not fucking blooding my knuckles on this thing. That sounds like an inherently stupid idea. That is 4 damage.
4 damage.
Yep.
So you hit this thing. You bring your wrench down and you hit it in the neck, and you hear that cracking and popping again. But that isn't enough.
Head. On the head. Dome.
Dome.
Eddie's gonna give him like the most venomous look possible as he gets ready to try again.
Yeah, you see Charles breaks his shotgun and he goes to swing it, and it literally just leaves his hands. It goes like flying across absolutely across the street. And to make matters worse,
Oh, no.
I rolled an extreme failure. I rolled a 99.
It goes off, doesn't
It goes off. There's this loud bang and flash. It like completely lights up the street, and for that split second that the whole street is lit up, Edward, you swear that you see dozens of pairs of eyes just all turn and look like the snap drop of a hat. Here you go.
Better
This
get
is
those
all the
legs
result
moving.
of a fucking successful luck roll. I don't want to see what a bad luck roll looks like, Red. He's gonna... Edward's just gonna give a look at this thing, and just one more clang, and then he's gonna fucking get that, yep, that's a success. Barely, but we're there.
Okay, so it swings at you
damage.
maniacally because it sees that you're like, oh, you hit it, so it's like going after you, and you bonk it on the head, and you just like completely cave its head in it, like that nice round sort of like satisfying shape of the human head just goes boom, and you can feel the skull just like crunch, and you hear
It's like a Jiffy Pop tin when you push it down. Yeah.
oh, that's foul. So
Wow, that is
and
Y'all are gross.
And you-
Unhinged.
graphic.
as
I
you
played
bonk
through
it,
Halo 1, okay? Flood buddies were a thing back then. I'm used to dealing with
Floodies?
zombie.
so you bonk this thing on the head, and this is after the shotgun's gone off. You hear a bunch of shuffling and shambling, and just the collective low cacophonous gurgle of, and you know that you are very much and never were alone, and that one shotgun blast was enough to alert the entire area to your presence. And now the shotgun is a good 10 yards away. Not 10 yards, probably about 5 yards, because Chuck is strong, but he's not like, he's not an Olympian. He can't swing a 5 or 6 pound shotgun that far. But
That's fair.
you see, as you kill the thing, Chuck looks back to you and points, "Get the car started." He says he's like limping his way over to the
Have we
shotgun.
finished fixing it?
Yeah, it's done. It's ready to go.
Okay.
Just kidding. There's
All right.
one more wheel that needs to go on.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely wasn't sure we finished it. So yeah, if
There
there's
were
a wheel needs to go.
Two or three. Okay, so one of the wheels wasn't completely taken off, so it won't take you very long. But
Okay.
you're in a
Yeah.
very tense situation right now.
He's gonna do a quick mechanical repair. We're gonna get the fuck out of here in this jalopy.
Absolutely.
Hard success. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, you literally just take the tire iron, and before you hop in, you're about to hop in driver's seat, and you realize one of those tires isn't completely tight, and if that thing comes off, we're done for. And you like grab the tire iron, go back, and you just spin it, tighten it as tight as it possibly can go. And you see Charles like limping back with the shotgun in hand, and he has an entire crowd just like falling down upon him, and it just sort of coming at him from the sides and the back, and he's just like, "Whoo! I ain't never run this fast in my life." And he's just moving as fast as he can. He's dragging himself.
There's gold in them there heels.
Edward literally just kicks the door open on his side and is just doing this like, fucking get over here. He's actually kind of livid. He went for the fucking shotgun in the first place. It's not like he's 20. He's an old guy with a bum leg in a zombie apocalypse.
You see, I've been around enough old people to know how they work. Whenever they don't want to do something, they complain about their disability, right? But whenever they want to show off, they act like they're 20 years old again.
And they make it your fucking problem when you're surrounded by zombies.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm noticing that. I'm fucking noticing that. So yeah, no,
people,
he's just
man.
gonna kick the door open and be like just gesturing like madly to get in the fucking car, and he's actually gonna start the car before he gets here.
Yeah,
So I don't want to wait until he gets in and be like, start the car now.
Yeah, no, you turn the thing over and just.
Turn that crank.
Would they be cranks on a Model T?
What model is
I was gonna
this?
say it's a Model T. So I think if you,
Model T,
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
Model
if you-
Ts have cranks, but they also have like different
They have-
versions. The T was like made 8 times.
I was gonna say I'm pretty
So-
sure they're like key turnover. Like they actually had like.
Well, they
mid-20s
had
it
eventually key turnovers, but they likely also still had the crank in case of
Right.
an external start. So it's like one of the first cars that was ever made. Yeah, no, it's like it is the jalopy. Like
The first
so-
like
First
commercial car.
mass-produced car.
yeah, first
Like,
mass produced.
By
Like yeah, the
mid-20s,
first.
it did not have the crank.
Okay, yeah, so it wouldn't have the crank. It would literally just be a key turnover. So he climbs himself back up inside of this car and like slams the door shut. And there's just this weird rotting thing with a broken jaw just slamming itself against the window. Just it's like pounding on the window trying to let itself in. And he hasn't even locked the door. This thing doesn't realize that you could literally just open the door.
Zombies are stupid.
He's just gonna shift seats with him, be like, "You drive," and just scoot over for him.
Yeah, he's gonna move over, and the car is completely surrounded, and he puts his foot to the accelerator, and he starts, instead of like trying to reverse, he's just actually just trying to push through these things, and he's just like, this ain't working, and he's like putting it in reverse, and he just looks over his shoulder, and he just starts like peeling out backwards, and you just hear, and he's like hitting things on the way out, and he spins this car around, and he loses control of it for a second. But you have faith in Chuck. He's not a bad driver by any means. He might be a little bit excitable behind the wheel, but he's not a bad driver by any stretch of the imagination. He manages to right himself, and when you start peeling off down the road with like a loud skirt, like just, and you start driving away.
Okay. I imagine as they're driving away, just Eddie's just closing his eyes, clenching his jaw against the pain of that lovely shiner he's got, and honestly kind of just coping with everything that just happened. Like, he's not, it's not like he's like, I don't believe it, he 100% believes it. He's just, this is clearly gonna be one of those weeks, and he already feels the start of it.
Weeks.
I assume it's gonna be a while.
It's been a long week, Chuck.
It's only Monday.
This is gonna be a long week before all this blows over.
Like, if we don't get that train going within like a couple of weeks, we're gonna have a problem. So yeah.
Life said, Omni, when you die, I just put some cookies in the oven, so come and get some.
Oh, well, thank you, man. Appreciate
Oh.
that.
That's lovely.
Okay, so you peel out, and we'll cut the scene there. And I'm gonna go back to. I want to go over to our apartment dwellers. So that would be
There's nothing interesting going on over here.
Sylvie and Hannibal.
We're just drinking.
10 p.m. gonna make myself some cookies. I can't think of a better time to make yourself cookies, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I want a cookie.
Did you bring enough to share with the stream? So,
Whoa.
so Sylvie and Hannibal. Mostly because Dodger's upstairs. Are y'all literally just drinking? It is getting very late.
So I feel like when we left off, Hannibal sat down with Sylvie and tried to explain to her what was going on outside, because she's kind of clueless, really. The last she saw was some guy try to come at her, but she's still a little bit in denial. So she just kind of was like, oh, everyone's just lost it, and that's kind of where she's at in her head. She's not really kind of gone beyond that, and he tried to explain it to her, but she's not really having any of his kind of like biblical dramatics right now. So they're kind of, I think that Hannibal is currently drinking in the bathroom.
I'm going to, I'm gonna have definitely a couple, but I don't want to lose my head, so it's like I will get to a point where I stop with like the old time like fire and brimstone, and just
I feel like Sylvie would at some point
explain it as simply as I can.
She'd get bored very quickly of it just being her and him silent in the apartment, and she'd probably just kind of like knock on the bathroom door and been like, Hannibal, you eaten yet?
No, I didn't even have breakfast.
All right, well, I can make us something. You gonna stop sulking?
I'm going to like open up the bathroom door and like dump the ice out in the sink, and I'm not sulking. It's you do realize that we're in hell, right? Like, I don't know how much more simply I can explain the dead coming back to life is a fucking problem. All right?
What? Are the dead? Are they really dead?
They're dead. I told you they're dead. All right?
But that don't make any sense, Hannibal.
No. I shot a man in Macy's, and then he done got back up. And I killed another man, and he got back up. Do you not understand? All right? This isn't a dream. I thought maybe I was back at Bellow Wood, or I was back
And
in the
you
gas
yell at
lane.
me
I
for
just,
hitting one guy in the leg?
why the fuck are you out there in the streets regardless?
I was looking for you.
How many goddamn times did I tell you, if you're lost, you stay in one place till I can come and find you?
I was in one place waiting. You didn't show, so I went to a different place because I thought you might show there.
That's the part about waiting, is you keep fucking waiting until I show up.
Oh my God, Hannibal.
You are the most impatient.
Oh my God, Hannibal, I just remembered Howard. I left him locked in the office.
Well, he's dead. He's dead.
That's not very nice, Hannibal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this the hell that's very nice? Is that what we're doing now? We're just going to have where it's just like, oh, things are wonderful and pleasant in hell this time because Sylvia wants it to be. That's not how the world fucking works.
Stop saying we're in hell. You're scaring me.
You better be goddamn scared. All right? If we're in some kind of world where the dead are getting back up, it's goddamn scary.
Look, it's
Hannibal-
gotta be some kind of sickness or something, right?
Hannibal, you feel a pair of eyes watching you.
Oh no, is it the cat?
Oh, it's absolutely the cat. Yeah, Jean Pierre's just like across the room, just like looking at you with that like dead stare. Just
I'm going to take just a
My
long
name is
drag.
Pierre, and I'm here to make you uncomfortable.
I'm gonna.
Is it because he's scaring Sylvie? That's probably what it is.
and then the cat's just like staring at you like.
And I'm gonna look
Unblinking.
at the cat and then look back at Sylvie. It's not safe here. I don't know where we need to go, but we need to find a place that's safe.
Surely this is the safest place.
It's an apartment building. I mean, we might as well be in a fucking tin box with. I mean, do you not understand what the term fish in a barrel means?
Excuse me. I was assured that this apartment building was secured. We don't just let any riffraff in here, you know.
See, I was assured that when someone dies, they stay dead. Sometimes deals fucking change. All right? I was assured that when I was going off in the gasoline that what we were doing.
Oh, all right. You're giving me a headache. What do we need then?
We're gonna need that nurse. I saw that went out on your fire escape. We're gonna need someone who can patch someone up. And we need to get the hell out of town. Car ain't gonna make it. The roads are choked. Train, maybe?
Maybe.
Find a freight car or something we can load up in.
Do you think it's just here? What if it's everywhere?
I think that's everywhere. But if we can get out of a city, out of a place that's got millions of people, get somewhere quiet, I think we should go back to a story. I don't know.
Listen, Hannibal, if we're gonna do this, we need more muscle than you.
Yeah.
Look, that nurse, she's gonna be real useful, but she didn't really look, I don't know if she can hold a gun. I can barely hold a gun.
You shouldn't have a gun to be holding, but yeah, we're gonna need someone. I know a man, someone I buy ammunition and other weapons and things off of. He's got some connections.
She kind of looks a bit hesitant. And then she's like, I might know someone that could help us.
Who in the fuck would you know?
I don't know, someone who taught me how to use a gun.
Sylvie, maybe we don't need to worry about this. Because I'm going to strangle you right now.
I used that gun and it kept me alive. You should be thanking this gun.
Thank you.
she's like holding it in completely the wrong way. Like,
I'm going to like move and put my hand on it and turn the safety on.
oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
Didn't Dewey and Minnie teach you nothing? I was gone for a couple years, but you figured you would have had a single lesson on how the fuck the world works.
Oh, don't you worry, they taught me plenty.
Look, if you know someone that knows how to operate a gun, fine. If you trust them, fine.
I do.
What about your awful little friend? They know anybody?
My awful little friend.
Yeah, your rival.
You're talking. I know who you're talking about. I just wanted to know that I heard it correctly.
I don't think after all this time that Hannibal has ever bothered to ever learn her name.
Mavis?
Yeah, that one.
Nah, she's useless. She don't know anyone. Well,
Oh.
and then it's like she suddenly just like has this moment where she remembers that she has a boyfriend that she was fighting with Mavis over, and she's like, oh my god, Hannibal, Larry's an ambulance driver. Do you think he's all right? Where's that nurse? And then I just go to the window to see if I can find the nurse. Because I assume
I'm gonna let Sylvie
being
go.
a nurse in a hospital that she will know every ambulance driver in the city. That's how this works, right?
There is a high
Uh,
chance, yes.
I'm going to go and fix myself a drink because I know that Larry's dead. So I'm just gonna pour myself.
It's gonna be a long night.
Oh lord.
I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna peer out and I'm gonna see if I can see Dodger.
So the window was like open because Dodger let themselves out, and you see a man wearing a tank top and some pants, and he's got suspenders hanging down, and he's just smoking a cigarette. Bald dude with a beard. He's got a little bit of hair growing back in since he hadn't recently shaved it, but literally just smoking a cigarette. He looks of Hispanic descent, has like I'd say a lighter ochre colored skin.
Do I recognize him?
How personable is Sylvie?
Sylvie is very personable.
So she went and
gets
talked to
everyone's business.
everybody.
I feel like she's the person that went and introduced herself to like her neighbors with the pretense of being very helpful, but really she just wanted to talk about herself and how she's managed to get into the building and why she's
sure.
here.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. I'm a famous movie star.
So
You probably know who I am already.
you actually know you probably know who this guy is because he's actually kind of a big. He's kind of a big shot, but he's one of those not in the limelight kind of big shots. So you think yourself better than him because he's the kind of guy that literally just does it because he enjoys it, not because he wants to get attention for it.
I do also think that like she probably wouldn't have made too much of an effort to get to know him because A, he's quiet and disinterested, and B, he is also kind of a big shot, and she's threatened by people that are kind of more successful than her, even if it's in a quiet way, she's like, "Oh, you actually have more bragging rights than me. Okay, I'm no longer."
She's just like me for real.
Yeah. And he doesn't have like any connections like in her industry, like does he? He's all like about marketing and advertising and stuff. So.
Oh sure.
So she's not really like, she's like, oh, you're not a big shot movie director. Okay, well, lovely to meet you. Bye.
but Bartolome or just Bart. He usually just goes by Bart because nobody in the 1920s in America is gonna call somebody by their full name.
She'll come out, she'll look out, and she'll be like, Bart, is it?
He just kind of like looks down through the somewhat rusting iron platform.
You seen a nurse? We lost her. I don't know what the fuck is happening with my accent right now. Forgive me.
She's losing it. So
I'm losing it big time.
he takes a drag and he looks down, and he just like exhales, and you see smoke leave out his nostrils and his mouth, and he just like, yeah, she's up here.
She just looks a bit uncertain. She's like, is she coming back down? At all?
She seems pretty exhausted. She fell asleep on the fainting couch, and I left some music on.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, Bart. Thank you for looking after our guest. All right. Well, it kind of seems a little bit unsure what to do. Do that. Do you think it would be a good idea to wake her? I feel a little responsible for her. She came into my apartment, and she's kind of made her way into yours, and that don't sit right with me. I feel like I should be looking after her.
Oh my god.
A bit better. I got into a minor argument with my brother. Nothing to be alarmed about, Bart. Don't you worry. But I just maybe she, if she wakes up, just let me know. All right?
Bart assumes the 1,000-yard stare whenever somebody talks too much, and he's just like looking straight at you, just like, I'll let you know.
You think Sylvie's aware of when people zone out of her conversations? Don't be stupid.
Do you need her right now?
Well, she's a nurse, and my boyfriend is a doctor. And I want.
He raises his eyebrows. Like that's the only expression you've seen on his face. His eyebrows raised. Like, yeah, really?
Because I haven't heard from him, and I figured that perhaps they work at the same hospital, and.
I'm gonna stick my head out the window, having finished my drink, and
oh god, there's two of them.
Oh shit!
I know that I am trying to stay hyper aware and know who all of her neighbors are. I don't know him. I'm not friends with him, but I at least be like, but if the nurse wakes up, ask her if all the ambulances are fucked, or if any of them got out.
Sure.
Do you know what's going on?
I have a general idea. Yeah.
All right. Well, when they wake up, just ask them. Otherwise, tell them to come on down here. We're gonna have to figure out a way to get the hell out. If you're the surviving type, you're welcome to come down.
I'm mostly looking out for my wife right now, but I appreciate it. And so neither of you knew that he had a wife.
Sylvie tries her level best to mask the absolute shock on her face that he has a wife. She's like, ah!
And I'm going to, because I've never seen, I'm going to just look up, is she an invalid or can she move?
Right now, she's an invalid.
Hannibal! And I just whack him on the arm.
Ignoring Sylvie. All right, well, we're going to have to move. Tell the nurse to come down when they wake up.
What are you moving for?
Because we're in hell. But
Oh my god.
Spare me the gospel. I grew up in Mexico. It says he like palmed his cigarette out.
and I'm going to like look up. All right, then I'll say it like this, because I've already killed 2 people today, and I've had a couple of drinks. Tell the nurse to come down when they wake up.
I don't know if I want to go down there.
No.
You're asleep.
Say, Hannibal. He remembers your name, and he's just kind of like leaning a little. Are you keeping count of your kills as like a pride thing, or are you doing that to keep yourself in check?
It's not pride. See, when I do get St. Peter and I have to answer for every single one of my sins, I don't want to be surprised by the number.
You know,
Hannibal, why don't you go inside?
you're making a scene.
Thank you so much, Bart. You've been so helpful. And I'll just push Hannibal back in. And I'll be like, Hannibal, that is my neighbor. I have to live in this apartment with him.
It's one ear and out the other. You don't have to live here. We gotta leave. Do you not understand?
Oh, all right. You know, when I woke up this morning, I thought my day was going to be real different, all right?
This is about what I was expecting. That's a joke, Sylvie. That's a joke.
And she looks like she's like in this moment where she genuinely is just like she just keeps forgetting that like this is a big thing and like there's bigger things to worry about, and because this is her world is very like insular. It's very like to do with just keeping up appearances and stuff like that. So she's always had to look out for like when Hannibal's being a little bit too unfriendly or whatever, and try to like smooth over situations. And then every time you're giving this reminder of like none of that matters anymore, she's just getting further and further into all of my skills no longer matter. Well, great. So she's trying to like push that thought aside of like no, I can still be useful here. That's kind of why she's not responding very well at the moment. But she'll say, this friend of mine, not Mavis. He now I don't want you being rude to him because I don't think that the two of you will get on very well.
Oh, do you think I'm rude? Do I not
very incredibly.
All right.
But he's good in a fight. I know that much.
I know someone good in a fight too. He was with me at Bella Woods, so he has a face injury, and he wears a tin plate for it. But he's a little sensitive about it, so I don't want you to say nothing. You understand?
Hannibal, don't you trust me?
No. All right.
Of the two of us, I think I'm the sensitive one.
I don't even want you to compliment him on it. All right.
Oh my! And then she's just gonna go and fix herself another drink. That nurse better wake up quick.
Speaking of, Dodger, you feel a little hand on your shoulder.
Oh. Good morning, afternoon. What time is it?
You only been asleep for about an hour before your friends downstairs. There sounds like they're making the dangle.
Oh, that's what that racket was. Okay. I guess I better get out of your hair. For now.
I would have liked for you to stay, but dealing with those two, I don't think I can.
She just smiles at him like, uh-huh.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
god. Alec, are we the bad guys?
Yes.
All right. Well, I would recommend that you get out of here as soon as you find some time.
Hey, and whatever you gotta do it.
I know
Those
what
two those two seem to be in their own little reality right now, but I'm sure they'll wake up. But if you gotta fog them,
Hmm.
do what you gotta do. You're not familiar with this slang. This must be some. You, to be fair, you're not a person of the street. You're a very like high class doctor. You don't go. You don't hang out with the regular people. Like you're not a part of the riffraff, quote unquote. So this slang goes over your head.
She just smiles and like nods, like, "Mm,
Fog means shoot them.
oh, I don't think
If they ever hold you back, remember that you are a doctor, and you have more value than either of them ever could have.
This is where we disagree, sir. I don't think I hold any more value over anyone else.
I do. He'd step in a little closer to you, not in an intimidating way, and in a sort of like reassuring way, like a protective sort of like, like a paternal sort of manner. And he like puts his hands on your arms. Oh, we lost a cat.
Oh no, cat, no.
Cat, come back. I'm sorry.
These are the villains. Click, leaves. Done.
Wait a minute, I'm the villain. I need to leave. All right, so he steps forward, like in a paternal manner, puts his hands on your arms, and like looks you in the eyes. You can tell he's quite a bit older than you.
She sort of like does the shoulders up a bit, like.
That woman cannot cure this. That man can only deal with the symptoms, if you understand my meaning. You are the only one that might actually be capable of finding the science behind this. You are going to be used as a bargaining chip at some point. And whatever that entails, just say yes. Your survival is paramount to the rest of humanity. Do you understand that?
She's just staring at him at a complete loss for words.
He's gonna pull out. He's gonna like step away, pull out a cigarette, and just offer it to you. Like, you need this.
Yeah, I might need a few of those.
He grab out the whole pack and just hand it to you. Like, take it.
Well, thank you kindly. Well, I guess this is where we depart ways, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully not in dead form. She tries to make it. She was trying to make a joke to ease the tension. It just didn't land.
He gives you like the semblance of a smile on his sort of stressed out face. He has lines on his face, not from age, but from just the clear stress of everything, from having to deal with society as an artist. You just by one look at him, one look around his entire apartment, and you can tell this guy burns way too bright to be in any sort of place like this.
Oh, before I go, I left you some more antibiotics in the room just in case. I had some spare, so.
I appreciate that.
Take care of yourself, sir, Mr. Bart. And she climbs out the window.
Remember what I told you. Commit that to memory and think about it every single time you get in a tense situation. And then everything's Jake.
She tilts her head sideways.
Like, I'm just like, that's me.
She just tilts like,
Hello, me.
What?
He's muted.
You're muted.
He thinks he's making a great comment, but he's muted right now.
You're muted.
I don't care anymore. Go ahead. It was an in the moment thing. Fuck it.
Alright.
And she claims to. She's just gonna tilt her head like, okay, and just like walks in back to the fire escape. pokes her head into Sylvie's apartment. Doesn't say anything, just pokes her head in to listen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good, because I lost connection, and sometimes that takes out my audio, and then I get to find out about it like 25 minutes later.
You're still coming through fine.
Sylvie will, upon seeing you, go, "Hi there.
Oh, hey.
Morning."
I was only gone for like an hour and a half, hour and 15.
It's a joke. It's a
Oh.
joke, sweetheart.
Oh, okay. She gingerly like climbs back into the apartment.
So, Dodger, is it?
Just Dodger.
Nice name. Interesting one.
It's a nickname, but I don't really give out my name to anyone. At the hospital, I don't like to get personal.
That's fair enough. Do you want anything to eat, drink? I'm sorry, I wasn't very hospitable the first time you came. I was a little tense.
I understand. It's been quite the day for everyone involved. I would like something to drink, please. I actually just had my lunch before I watched
Like,
somebody
Sylvie's
get eaten.
already gone over to the bar and is pouring her a drink.
Yeah, and Dodger's just like nervously like doing that with the bag, like twisting the handles.
Were you at the hospital earlier?
I was there at when it all happened. Yeah.
Do you think any of the ambulance drivers got out?
The ones on patrol might have, but the ones at the hospital are for certain dead.
Do you know
Yeah.
Larry?
Make a medicine
Does Larry
check.
Does Larry have a second name?
Brooks.
Okay. Or I think that's did you say medicine check?
Yeah, so the way skill checks work, to know somebody, you make a check of the appropriate skill why you
Okay.
know them.
That is a fail.
You don't know a Larry Brooks.
I couldn't say for certain, dear. I don't really speak to them. I'm more involved on the wards than dealing with patients.
All right. Well, not to worry. Not to worry.
Mm-hmm.
If we find them, we find. Look, Dodger, I
Mm,
hate to be blunt. Well, no, I don't. But the point is, it's not safe in this apartment. I think you know it's not safe anywhere in Chicago right now.
no.
Now, Sylvia and I are from a little place called Astoria, not too far from
Story.
here. But either way, I think our only hope is to get out, find some people who actually can, defend themselves, and get a train out of here. Probably freight. I don't think any passengers are going to be moving back and forth right now, but
I think that's a good idea.
we can get to a freight station outside of town. It'll at least get us out of a metropolitan area.
A train's a good idea. The roads are pretty much covered in those things.
Yes, they seem drawn towards noise. Now, I have a few weapons. Do you know properly how to handle a firearm?
I've never touched a firearm in my life.
Sylvie's gonna give Hannibal a look of like, see?
I'm not the killing kind, in case you haven't noticed. I specialize in saving lives.
I figured that. Now, being a nurse, though, you know the human body well enough to understand some weak points, right?
I could point at what artery is probably gonna kill someone the fastest. Yes.
I'm going to pull out my switchblade and hand it over her. I'm not going to flip it out. I'm just going to take it and put it in your hands.
She's just holding it like this. Like, thank you.
Look, we're going to have to get out, and I think we need to get out now. I think every minute we waste here, the more we fuck ourselves. So, we need to go. We need to find people who know what they're doing. We need to get the fuck out of Chicago. I would like it if you came with us. But if you don't, well, that's your problem.
Well, I was at the hospital when it all happened. I don't think I have any reason to stay in Chicago anymore. I'm ready to leave. I don't want to come back here.
Sylvie's gonna go, all right, well, that's settled then. What am I packing? And she's gonna get up and she's gonna go try to find her suitcase.
And I'm just the essential, what you can carry. Not, it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be nice.
What? Hannibal,
What
these
you
are
can-
all
what-
my possessions in here. You're telling me I can't bring most of them?
I'm going to firebomb this place if you don't pick up an outfit right now and get the fuck up out of here.
Please
Right.
don't do
Well, I
that.
gotta get changed out of this at least, because she's still wearing like this beautiful like
I'm
premiere gown. I gotta get into something a little more comfortable than this.
I'm going to just point to your bedroom and be like, go get changed into something you can actually walk around in.
All right, well, while I do that, how about you get Jean-Pierre into his cage?
Who the
And-
fuck is Jean-Pierre?
I'm going to, like, just take another long drag of my cigarette, like you just sentenced me to death, and I'm going to just, like, trudge over
Hannibal,
to this
I'll
little
tell you
cat
once and I'll
carrier.
tell you again. All you gotta do is ask him nicely.
Dodger's just looking at the two of you, like completely bewildered and a little bit scared.
And I'm going to look at it. It's the cat. I gotta get the cat.
Oh, the cat. Right.
We're not leaving Jean-Pierre behind.
Time for me
I
to throw the
wasn't gonna
graphic up again.
Wasn't gonna leave your
We
cat. behind.
appreciate
All right.
Good.
Here's Jean-Pierre, Twitch audience. Once again.
And I'm like going to get the cat, and I'm gonna look back at Sylvie like, "You're not getting changed. Come on."
I'm gonna go and because Hannibal knows that this is not gonna be a quick decision. No. If I'm only bringing 2 outfits, like she's gonna be like, I'll be out in 5 hours later. Like, so she's gonna go. She's gonna start. And she's gonna really immediately have this outfit envisaged in her mind. Like, I know exactly what I'm taking. Open the wardrobe and then just be blown away by all the choice. And so she'll just be kind of rifling through, trying to figure out what she's gonna wear. She's looking around at all the things that she's like not wanting to leave behind. And she'll grab a bag and start to pack what Sylvie might class as the essentials. Take from that what you will. There's definitely lipstick in there, like that's essential, right? There's also there's I think, which what she would take is there'll be like a underneath her bed, she'll pull out like a chest, and there'll be in there some things that actually do mean a lot to her, and she'll grab those and pop those in the bottom, and then start packing the non-essential essentials.
In the meantime, I'm going to try and get Jean-Pierre into the fucking cat carrier.
Yes!
I'm gonna watch with the light.
Would you like to make some sort of roll for me?
I assume this is operate heavy machine. I mean, or brawl maybe.
Bro. Luck, maybe.
If it could be handgun, that'd be great. Like, get in the fucking cat carrier.
Go.
Luck?
Just straight luck. I
Yeah.
get that.
You're shooting craps at this cat.
That's a failure. Should I spend? Can I
You
spend
can't-
luck on a luck roll?
You cannot spend luck on a luck roll.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Um,
You thought
Okay, so
maybe. Maybe
What
just
do
this
I
one.
hear? What does Sylvie hear?
Oh, boy.
probably a lot of yowling and a lot of son of a bitch.
Just angry cat sounds like hissing.
I feel like after Sylvie has finished packing, she can hear this kerfuffle, and she's just occasionally shouting words of encouragement out and like little tips,
Nice.
useless tips, like just get one of his treats. They're in the top cupboard, and she's like trying to like get everything together. And then once she's got her bag together, she's changed finally and something. She comes out. Her brother is covered in scratches. And she just looks and she goes, "Oh, really, Hannibal? I asked you to do one thing." And then she'll go over to Jean-Pierre and she'll just do this little, and then like indicate into the cage and just watch as Jean-Pierre just walks.
Jean-Pierre just walks into the cage.
Oh, it's a good baby. And then I'll just like close it and I'll feed a little treat through the door.
There's Hannibal's normal thing that he does is that like when they're not looking, he would like take his gun and point it at the fucking cat. But he knows that he's being watched by Dodger right now, so he just like he has that moment of like almost reaching for his gun and like and just
So Hannibal,
another
the animal
cigarette.
whisperer, right?
And this is why I tell you that you need to work on your personality. You need to work
I'm
on
not
your
sure I want you all
pizzazz,
on my
your
train
charm.
anymore.
Even
I
the
think you
cats
fuckers
don't
can
like-
survive on your own.
What have I done? Hold on.
Scary.
Hold up.
Not you, I'm talking to Hannibal.
Omni was talking.
Oh, sorry.
I heard it, but I'm just going to. Hell is empty and all the devils are here.
Oh, you're one of those God-fearing men.
No.
Hmm.
No, I wouldn't put it that way. I just know where I'm gonna be.
Can
A lot
I?
of people waste a lot of time thinking that, oh, I lived a good life. I did this. I was nice to my friends and neighbors. I put in 20% in the collection plate. I don't waste my time. I know I'm going to hell for what I done. And that's it.
Well, can I roll a quick psychology check?
Sure.
Just because
Ooh.
Dodger suddenly got very curious about Hannibal.
It's like,
About
it's
his-
like I was your
his-
psychoanalysis.
She's literally just like looking at you like, hmm. Oh, I think that's a success, or is that an extreme?
Yeah, so are you rolling
Psychology, that-
psychology or psychoanalysis?
Psychology. That is just a success.
Definitely a war vet. He's also just kind of a product of the times. You can definitely, I mean, the hard, rigid attitude being like, the sort of like, oh yeah, I deserve whatever's coming to me. That's a very common thing in
Hmm.
like vets at the time. So this guy's definitely had service experience.
Yes.
What has yet to be identified as post-traumatic stress disorder,
Yeah,
and it
this-
won't be
every
identified
time
for I don't know how many decades, but
they called it shell shock. That exists.
shell shock. Yeah, that would be what they call it.
He doesn't have the tremors associated with shell shock, but like I think it's pretty easy to assume that he's shell shocked.
Hmm.
But I would say like it should be obvious that I am, like I said, fire and brimstone old time religion of like, oh yeah, we're all born sinners, and maybe if you're good enough, God will redeem you, but probably 99% of us are going to hell.
Shelk.
She just leans back and goes, "That's all right. I've seen those eyes before."
Look, do you know anyone who can handle themselves, handle a weapon, do anything helpful?
Unfortunately, all of my friends are dead at the hospital. I
I'm very
watched.
sorry to hear that.
I'm on my own. I want to leave Chicago. I'm ready to get out of here.
I can, and you can see like he's trying to make an appeal, and he's not a super charismatic dude, but like he does know to some extent to be able to talk to people. Like in his work as a Pinkerton, he just kind of gathers himself. I'm not the friendliest, kindest man. If you want a good conversation, speak to my sister. That's not what I can provide you. What I can do is I can keep you alive long enough we can get out of Chicago.
I can do you the same courtesy.
Good. I want to tell you one thing before we leave. if we're in a bad way, if you're down to a few medical supplies, you have to make a choice. And I'm going to move in until it's just Dodger and I.
Oh
I
yeah,
assume,
Sylvie's off doing other things. She's
like
faffing.
focused on, Jean Pierre and like her clothes and like this. If there is ever a moment where you have to choose between keeping me alive, keeping my sister alive, you keep her alive. You understand me?
I understand completely.
She's a good person. She doesn't deserve none of this. I don't know why she's down
I'm
here in
not.
this hell with us.
I ain't letting either of you meet God.
Good. Because I have one condition to take of you. It's that her life is on you. She dies,
Oh, me?
you die.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Are you telling me you have no faith in my job?
Oh, I have plenty of faith, believe me. That's why this is not a threat. This is just the truth.
Sounds like a threat to me.
If you're a medical professional, then I'm
Mhm.
sure that you can keep her alive. Otherwise, if you're just dead weight I'm carrying around,
Dead weight.
I'm renaming the episode.
and I'm going to take a moment. I'm sorry if I'm crude, Dodger. You have to understand that I am not going to make excuses about the hell that we're in. I just want to get us out of it.
And I can respect that.
And I'm going to look back. Sylvie, come on, we're leaving.
Sylvie will just be like, all right, I'm done. And then she'll turn around and she'll just see like the fizzling out like tension, and she'll put on her biggest smile, and she'll just be like, now, Hannibal, I turn around for 1 minute, and you're scaring the guests.
Oh, he's already threatened me, madam.
Sounds like my brother. And then she'll just like pick up the cage because she's gotta be close to her baby at all times. There'll be like one big bag on the floor, and she'll be like, Hannibal, can you carry that for me? As she starts to move out the door, and she goes, are we going to Jimmy's first? That's his name, by the way, Jimmy.
I'm going to go over and open the latch on the suitcase and toss out any dresses and like fur coat, any
it's
not
just
like
bag. It's just a bag. It's not a suitcase. There's like 3 suitcases on the floor where she started to pack them, and you've already yelled at her. And so she's now just kind of just down to this like bare essentials bag.
Yeah, I'm just anything that's not like actively going to help us, I'm just gonna toss and then just pick the bag up. All right, let's go. You know how to get to Jim's?
I know how to get to Jimmy's, don't I?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You've had to tell the cab driver several times what the address is.
Of course I know how to get to I wouldn't tell you and then expect you to trace the entire city looking for it. For God's sakes, Hannibal. And then she stands in the doorway and she goes, okay, give me 1 moment. I just need to say goodbye.
There's no one else here.
All right, I'm done. And then she just gets her stuff and goes.
Oh, and then
Okay.
we'll go down towards the car. Like I said, Red, I did decide officially Hannibal has a 1926 Studebaker Big Six.
It's a hot car.
It's also one of Studebaker's cheapest cars. It was big and cheap, which is how Hannibal likes it.
I'll keep that in mind. What color is it?
Black.
Ah. Yeah, funeral.
Yeah.
Right on.
Well,
She just
right
comes
now
out-
it's black with a bunch of red on the front. I
That,
assume.
yeah, that's fair. But it's got more of a
Sylvie's just
brown
like,
color
oh
now.
my God, when she sees all the red.
No, it's like this nice brown color. It looks Well, Sylvia, you're not familiar with like blood, so it kind of just looks like there's mud all over the front of the car.
I feel like she knows like stage. I know it's not real blood, but she knows like stage props and things like that.
Yeah, and so you think blood is like bright red?
No. She had to have a. I'm sure she would know the difference between. Obviously, it would just be props, and she probably would still look at it and just think it was just some weird like clay-like mud anyway. But I think she would definitely know, but not because she's encountered blood before, and like what it looks like when it's dried, more just that she's seen it on like makeup and stuff like that.
Okay, so it takes you a moment to sort of realize that it's just like. Also, yeah, in theater, there's somebody who was in theater. There are some really bad injuries that I've seen. Literally, just like 3 productions I've been in. I saw a guy get his head split open, like on a prop. So. I also almost broke my shin on one of those like giant moving stage props that has the rooms on them. It ran right into my leg.
I'm also going to say that I feel like, obviously, since the 20s, theatres have even got a lot safer than they used to be.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This is in the 20s.
I really do feel like she's probably seen some injuries, but she's one of those people that the moment someone's leg has been mangled, she's the first person out of the room. She's just like, oh my God, call me when it's over. And she's like, out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's just Sylvie was in the 1920s production of Turn Off the Dark.
Oh no! No! Oh god!
Oh,
Okay.
That's cursed.
But yes, so I will like funnel everybody into the car. I have my service pistol, my SI pistol, and then I'm going to have my rifle like in my other hand, and like just get into the car. All right, give me directions, and I'm just gonna immediately take off.
Okay, we're gonna cut back over to let's go back to Edward. Edward and Chuck. You're on the move. You're schmoving.
Indeed.
So, Chuck's driving, and he just kind of. Chuck has since relaxed a little bit. He was a bit tense at first, but he's just like, we're good. Like, completely fine. I mean, both of you were in a freaking war together. It's just like when things get really tense and things just go back to normal, you got to figure out how to shut it off. So.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I have any. I think Eddie would have tried to apply some degree of first aid to himself, like see if he could make like a cold compress or something. Like, we'll see.
Yeah.
That'd be primarily what he's trying to do, because wow, his head must be really fucking hurting right now. And I would love to be able to see it, but Jean-Pierre's adorable mug is in the way. Oh, now he just filled my whole screen. Jean-Pierre, get out of here. Love you.
He's an invasive species.
He is. That is a success, Red. 20
Okay.
30.
I think your best bet at this point is just like wetting a cloth with the old canteen that Chuck left in his car, and leaning your head against the window, because that's probably the coldest thing.
Yeah, or like cracking it or something and letting the air blow by. Yeah, that's probably what he's doing. He's just
Doing your
like,
absolute best there.
Yeah.
So in that case, you can restore 1 hit point to yourself.
Okay, cool. I'll take that.
And that's the initial healing process, since you've properly tended to it. You're still majorly wounded, but...
Right. Well, that'll actually put... if that's the case, that'll push me above half. So...
Yeah.
It should be... That'll push me out of major wound condition.
Okay, yeah, then you can get rid of major wound. Since you...
Okay.
Yeah, it could have gotten a lot worse, but... Chuck's just driving along the back roads outside of Chicago, and he looks over at you.
Well, that could have gone better, but at least we got some contacts now. Makes a difference.
It could have gone a lot worse, if I'm being honest. A lot worse. Consider us lucky. It's getting to nightfall. We should probably consider getting ourselves somewhere to rest.
Well, I know this old theater.
I'm trying to think. Were drive-ins a thing? I don't think they were. They were definitely
Drive-ins?
not. That was more of like
really
a 40s
more like a
and
50s
50s
thing.
Yeah, it was more.
Yeah, that's a bit later.
Well,
Yeah,
there's a campground not far from here, if I'm remembering correctly. I reckon we could stay there.
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh, they probably
Go
got
there.
plenty of camp food too, so we could stock up for later.
Well, I would suggest we stay in the car as best we can. I just want to get a bit of rest. My head is splitting.
You sure you should be sleeping with a concussion like that?
I'm not going to be doing good work if I have to rest. If I have to get... He pauses. If I have to do work while I'm tired, it's not going to be good. I'd take the risk of sleeping with a concussion any day over being tired the way things are now.
All right, well, I'll keep an eye on you. I don't sleep well these days, none anyhow.
So he about like half an hour passes, and you see a few signs for like, oh, there's a campground up ahead, campground, blah blah blah, and he like pulls off onto this rickety old gravel road. And if you've ever been on a gravel road, you know how bumpy those things are. And being in a car this old, oh yeah, it is like it's like going up
Our
a roller
tailbones
coaster.
are going to be on fire by the
Yeah.
time we're out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. The two of you from Europe, you ever been down a gravel road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant. It's very loud.
I was gonna say, gravel roads are a very
It
common
sucks.
thing in the Midwest. Kat, you ever been down a gravel road?
On a gravel road.
Yeah.
Kent is full of gravel roads.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah,
Europe
yeah,
has
yeah.
more gravel roads than the U.S. does. Because
Oh,
nearly
I
like
beg to differ. I live in the Midwest.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the farmers that live here in England, they love themselves a good gravel road. They love to lord it over us in their tractors while they're driving along, our measly little Fiats or whatever we have.
Fiat.
As you can feel your paint job slowly eroding away with every rock that chips your
You
fender.
hear
Yeah.
pop, and you're like, hopefully that wasn't the tire.
Oh God.
Absolutely, especially in this age. So, you're driving down this gravel road, and it is pitch black from the canopy of the trees, just kind of hanging over the path. The only thing illuminating it are the two cone shapes emerging from the headlights on this thing, and again, they're just lamps. They're not incredibly powerful lamps. Xenon, LED, none of that was a thing yet. So these were literally practically just light bulbs. Like they're just light bulbs in the front of the car, and as dust was getting kicked up, it'd make everything even more ominous. But you only see it when you're about 20 feet away from it. You see the main cabin, like the check-in cabin.
I'm pretty sure that Edward's just gonna give him a look. Keep on driving. If there's anyone still manning it, I don't care. We just need to rest for the evening.
Well, there might be some things in there. Also, we might be able to get ourselves our hands on a map, because I don't know if you can tell, but I can't see that much, and I can't see very well to begin with now. So, but with this road the way it is, I reckon we should make a bit of a pit stop.
He's gonna pause and slowly look over at Chuck.
I can go have a look, see if you just want to sit there.
No, I'm not letting you go out and do that alone. I'm worried that they might be here. Right?
Well, this place is pretty remote, and it ain't exactly summertime, so I don't reckon anybody's here on vacation just yet.
I hope you're right. I really don't feel like getting into another brawl right now. And he's gonna stand up and he's gonna take a look at his pipe wrench and sort of grimace a little bit at the blood that's kind of like caked onto it. And take one of his rags, just clean it, polish it off, and flip it in his hand. All right, let's get it done. Pop in, see what we can find. But be careful.
I wish I had me one of them flashlights. Wait a minute. I reckon I got an idea.
He'd climb up back into the back into the cab, and he's gonna like turn the vehicle, and you can hear that like as the wheels like going over the gravel, like that cracking and popping, and he turns it to where the lights are striking the front of the building.
Smart idea.
Well, I've been known to have one every now and then.
Oh, and be loud while you're in there, so I know where you are, because and he reaches down and he pulls the handgun from his waistband. I'm not going to get close enough to get hit again, and I'd rather not accidentally shoot you. And I imagine it'd be the same, right?
Oh well, I think the thing to that is you should hang back a little bit because you ain't exactly in pristine condition, as they say. Why don't you hang back and let me go on ahead? And you got better eyes than I do, so if you see nothing, just point it out to me.
All right. Don't like it, but fine. And he's going to hold the pistol and sort of lean on the side of the window, sort of peer in through it and see what he can spot.
The windows have the curtains mostly drawn, but there is a little bit of a gap you can see inside, and you can see this really ominous light sort of like slivering through and tearing across part of the room. And you can see a table, you can see a chair knocked over, and you can see another door at the very back. And that's about all you can see.
Signs of a struggle of some kind.
And
Chuck, I'm really not sure this is a good idea.
Well, I mean, who's to say all the other cabins ain't gonna be like this?
I don't even mind sleeping in the car, Chuck. If it's this or the car, I'll take the car, but I'm gonna make a can I make a spot hidden roll? See if I can
absolutely. As you're making that roll, okay. What do you think? Want to spend luck? No? I'm just saying failure is interesting in this game. Also, it's not really detrimental to you right now.
It's true, but I really don't want this guy to die right now when he's the one who knows how to drive the car better than I do.
Oh yeah, that's your priority, him being able to drive the car.
I mean, not gonna lie, kind of, yeah, right now. So
Chuck's doing his Chuck best.
He's doing his best. He's doing his best. And I know my best would be if we got into a difficult driving situation would be to drive off the goddamn road. So, I can drive a train for many, many miles. Don't ask me to drive an auto. So yeah, no, he's going to. I'm not spending any more luck on this. Fine, I'll just take it as it is.
Okay. You see exactly what I described to you, and Chuck gets up to the front door, and this is like a log cabin, like a long log cabin. And Chuck reaches for the door, and he kind of has a thought. And he looks back at you.
You know, them things are drive to noise, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we just knock?
He just takes a moment and thinks about that. It's actually pretty clever. Yeah. Give it a shot.
Let's see if I remember how to clear a door.
He says he lifts up his shotgun and he takes the butt. He's like, bet I could hit it right. And I'll have him make a check. Chuck's not a weakling by any stretch of the imagination, but his age and his injuries kind of tilt that. He rolled really good though. He drives the butt of this gun right into the door, and you hear a crack, snap, boom, and the door flies open and it smacks against the wall, and it kind of it's just reverberating from smacking the back wall, and it's coming back. And Chuck takes a few steps back and he holds up the shotgun. Oh, wait a minute. He cracks it open, and it fired off both of the rounds when it hit the ground, and he's taking the shells out, just he's reaching into his pockets, putting 2 more shells in.
Oh, Chuck.
And in this really tense situation, just
Eddie over where he is on the side is just gonna be leaning for him to get away from the door while he's doing that.
Thank you for the raid,
the handgun in that direction, so that if something comes to the door, he'll be able to shoot it.
Welcome in, Raiders. Hello.
Hey.
You came in on a very tense situation.
Yep.
Whereas the rest of the stream has been so lighthearted and fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, that's true.
You came in on
Hey, come on.
I'm sorry,
The
another
biggest thing
tense
that
situation.
you had to do was get a cat into a carrying case.
Yeah, y'all missed that.
And threaten a nurse. I'm not. I won't forget that. No worries.
I threaten nurses every day.
Jesus.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't quote Alakazam.
Is there something clever to that I'm not picking up on?
No, I just go to hospitals and threaten nurses.
You.
Hey,
Fuck you.
you
Fuck you.
and the Winnie the Pooh scrubs. Fuck yourself.
No,
I can't wait.
please.
I can't wait for my doctor's visit on that note. Yeah, Chuck's just like,
I don't hear nothing. Should I knock again? That was pretty loud, right?
I have an idea. And leaning over to where the window is, no, he's not going to lean over by where the window is. He's going to lean on the wooden frame by where the window is, and he's going to take the butt of his handgun and just do a loud, like, on it. Not enough to break it. Maybe, like, if he does, like, crack it, that's fine. But he's not trying to, like, shatter it or anything. He's just trying to make the loudest, most obnoxious noise he can. And he hopes that if he does attract attention, the zombies will walk over, and there'll be a fucking window between him and them. So at least he'll have some kind of barrier.
so Chuck's just like going inside now because in his opinion, that really loud noise, if that didn't stir the actual dead in the literal sense. But you keep banging, and Paul, I almost said Paul. Thank you for the raid, Paul. Chuck is pushing inside.
Yeah, got his shotgun up like this, like that kind of like hunched over old man, like get off my property sort of like hunch. And he's just like scanning, looking around with his eyes that are a little bit clouded from the cataracts. And you see somebody move, but Chuck does not. You see somebody move from the window you're at. Like out of the corner of your eye. You're like probably watching in through the door, but you like see movement.
He is literally just gonna like full on New York whistle and like just point in that direction.
Chuck goes, "Hoo!" and he like turns the shotgun and then like shoots it. It's like in the direction that you tell him to, and it completely lights up the room. And you see this person just like running as fast as they can, and it's clearly not. At least you hope it's not undead. You haven't seen any of these things move this fast before. But like,
hold your fire, hold your fire. And he's just gonna point the handgun into the room through the window and just shout, "Friend, hold on. Don't want to hurt you. Just taking precautions. Thought you were one of those things. We don't mean you any harm. Come out. We don't want to rob you. We're just passing through."
Well, actually, that depends.
He's gonna shoot Chuck a look. We are not robbing them. Enough of that nonsense going on.
Well, the last people we saw was trying to rob us, so...
Yeah, I'm not particularly into changing my career into brigand just because a bunch of terrible things have happened in the world. I don't feel like being another one of them.
Well, joke's on you. I don't even know what that means.
Oh, for God's sake, Chuck, open a fucking dictionary. The point is, we're not going to hurt you. Just come out.
This person steps out into the light, and you realize they're very small. They're not a very big person at all. Let me see here.
Who you got?
So,
Fucking cat is staring at me again.
we're talking about cat, our friend cat, or the cat?
The cat.
I was like,
Oh no, it's me.
Opened up roll 20 and fucking
I'm
Jean Pierre's
staring at
face.
you.
Please don't stare at me.
you see this very young man. He's probably about 14 or 15 years old, and he's wearing a uniform, and he looks like he's been through it. And you're a military guy. You instantly recognize this uniform as a Boy Scouts uniform.
Well,
He looks scared shitless.
Chuck, lower the shotgun.
Oh, that there's just a boy.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I didn't mean to shoot at you, son. You just startled me, son.
The boy doesn't speak. He's just kind of like standing there, like the way that young children, like, they're getting scolded for something, he's just kind of like standing there waiting to be scolded.
We're not angry, kid. It's fine. What's your name, son? I'm Edward.
The kid doesn't speak. He's like, you can tell he wants to, but there's like something stopping him from speaking. Like, obviously not something like supernatural, just like emotions.
It's all right. Take your time. Have you had anything to eat?
He would actually nod.
Okay, good. At least you're not hungry. He's gonna go over to the door, and did Chuck didn't like knock it off its hinges or anything, right? It's just been like knocked open.
No, he just actually just smashed the thing open.
Oh, okay. Can it be closed again?
No.
Chuck. All right. So he's gonna go over and just close the door as best he can. Is there any furniture or anything I can move in front of the door to at least approximate a closed door?
Yeah, there's these really long tables.
Okay. Perfect. He's just gonna scoot one of those tables in front of what's left of the door and just pin it to the wall.
Oh.
He's gonna take a look at the room around and see what we've got, like the full package of what's going on.
I need to have me a sit down. Oh. He like goes and sits himself down on one of the benches and like leans back against the table. Like, yeah.
All right. So he's gonna look around the room. So what is in the room besides this kid and us?
It is a very huge room, and what light's being let in, you can see some banners on the wall, probably like either rewards, the American flag, Boy Scouts, like paraphernalia, stuff like that. And then you can see that there's an office in the very back.
Gotcha. Okay, so like troop flag, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's gonna slowly turn around. What's your troop number, son?
He continues. What's up?
He just says, "What's your troop number, son?" In case you didn't know, it's 3 digits, 3 to 4 digits at most. Like I think back then it'd be 3 or 2 digits. There's not that many troops at that time.
It's 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently they're now into 4. Believe it or not. Like I've run into a couple thousand plus troop numbers, which is kind of fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
That seems a little less personal than it should be.
Yeah.
But he kind of he can't quite talk, but he like mouths the words 34.
34. All right. Okay, now. You haven't been hurt or scraped or anything, right?
Shake his head.
Okay, good. Did you come up here with anyone, or were you camping?
He'd nod.
Are they still here?
He'd shake his head. Boy, it's okay to talk. We ain't gonna bite you none. I know about the whole prejudice with the weapon there, but I promise you I didn't mean nothing by it. My buddy here and I, Edward is his name, Edward Ward. I'm Charles. We've just had a long day, and we didn't know what to expect. So when I saw something scampering around, it sort of scared the daylights out of me. What little daylight there is right now. You can talk to us, I promise.
It won't hurt you. Promise.
The boy would nod.
Can I recognize, like, this kid's clearly traumatized?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, no. This is... So he would sort of, like, just pause, then turn around to look at Chuck and give him, like, a shake of the head, like, I don't think this kid's gonna be talking anytime soon.
Chugger just kind of purses lips, like, yeah.
All right. Is there anyone else besides you right now here? It's just you, or is there more?
He would shake his head as in no, as in I don't know. Like you could tell by the
Okay.
look on his face, like he's not sure.
That's fair. That's hella fair. All right. He would nod. All right then. Something. Okay. That's the case. I think we can assume it's just you and me and our friend Chuck here. So, at least for now, let's focus on getting a good night's rest. That's all we came here for. Didn't want to hurt anyone. We just want to rest. So, he's gonna look around and see if there's any place for us to sleep here, and if there's any back entrance or anything that we would need to secure to make this place like, you know, defendable.
There is a back door, and it presumably leads out to either like the campground itself or just like where they put the dumpster, wherever. But like all you need to do is throw a table in front of that, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
But this kid's been clearly hiding in the office because that door to the office is now opened, and when you were looking at it previously, was not. This kid's pretty quiet. Like this kid is insanely quiet.
Useful.
I think he's putting two and two together. He's just gonna sort of lean in a little close and just sort of nod. I know this might be a tad insensitive, but I do want to make sure I know. By any chance, are you mute?
No?
And you just like exhale, like, oh, thank God. At least if this kid, gets attacked, he'll be able to hear him.
Yeah.
So he just exhales. Good. Okay. Look, it's just a really difficult situation. I just want to make sure we can help however we can. We're just going to stay here for the evening. Come first light, we're going to go back towards town. We're hoping to eventually leave.
And I reckon we could get you someplace safe, son, because this place ain't exactly, Fort Knox or nothing.
You would nod at that. You don't have to come with us if you don't want, but I know it's probably trust is in short supply right now. But if that sounds like something you would like, and there's no one else you're waiting for, well, there's a third seat. There's a third seat in the. And he thinks back to it. Is there a third seat in the Ford Model T? There's barely two, I think. Like he'd be sitting on the gearbox, I think.
Yeah, they could. You could fit him in the car.
Yeah, they have like that little like the little half pickup in the back. Like that could work. Yeah, you're welcome.
Probably safer back there anyway.
Yeah, honestly, at least if the car crashes, he'll be able to leap clear, whereas we'll just be in the metal blender that is a Ford Model T. So, yeah. But just think on it. You don't have to commit to it, all right?
Okay.
Leroy Palmer.
Leroy. It's a pleasure. And he'd extend a hand to shake it. He would do it with the scout jet, in the scout manner. So, 3 fingers wrapped around the wrist.
Yeah, and he'd return that, and he was that actually seemed to put him at ease, knowing that you knew that. So, and he seemed to kind of visibly open up.
Troop 13. He would smile and sort of pat his shoulder. Get some rest.
He'd nod, and he'd go to retreat to the office, and you could see now from the office that he actually had his tent set up in there.
Nice. I actually kind of like he's kind of a little impressed by that. Clearly, Leroy's a little bit of a survivor. He likes that.
The fact that the kid could drive a tent spike through a wooden floor.
Oh yeah, no, that kid knows how to use. That kid has passed his merit badges, right? That kid has his Winland shit. He has his Axeman's shit. He has his knots, and he has camping. That kid's already well on his way to at least first class. Good on him. Good on him.
Yeah.
So
He's probably a fucking Star Scout at this point.
yeah, honestly, with his skill set, yeah, absolutely. If he made it this far.
Also, not to be a stickler, a Model T was a 5-seater car.
Was it really?
Five-seater.
Oh, did it have the big back seat?
So there was a 2-seater model, but the most popular was the 5-seater touring car.
That's
Okay.
definitely what Chuck would have picked up.
That's fair. That's
Chuck
fair.
likes
I
plenty of
keep
space.
thinking about like the initial production model where it's basically just like a fucking tractor, more or less.
I did like 2 hours of 1920s car research. Fucking Studebaker.
Oh, that's hella
Yeah.
fair, buddy. You're definitely the authority on that shit.
Yeah,
I did
Model T was a
crazy
5-seater.
research on trains for this, not on cars. So
I had to read a medical book.
Cat's just like, I am Theta.
I am theatre. I'm gonna bring so much to this group. Just you wait.
I will say I also did 32 years of research of being an asshole to play animal.
Hell yeah.
Oh no!
22, so you got me beat.
I don't think that Nurse Dodger knows what she's just signed on for. That's
How
all.
does that make you
Yeah,
feel? Holds up a notepad.
External screaming sounds. So yeah, he would. I feel like after a couple minutes, Eddie would go back over to Chuck, sort of sit down next to him, probably on one of the tables, sort of give him a look like, well, this got more complicated.
You know, I don't know. I don't reckon I know what you're thinking, Edward. But this whole situation. Now, actually, hold that thought. You go to get him. I forgot to turn out the headline.
Let me go with you. And he's going to stand up, and before he goes up there, he's just going to turn and say, Leroy, we're just going to go turn off the lights to the car. We'll be right back. So, that'll just be us. I'll knock twice when we're coming back in, so you don't have to worry. All right?
He would nod, and he'd just point back to the office. I'm just gonna stay in here.
Okay. I just want you to know. And so he's going to step out of the door, like pull it as close as he can, and go outside with Leroy. Pistol still drawn, like pistol redrawn, and watching around him to make sure if anything tries to take a swing at Leroy, it's gonna catch a 45.
Right. Yeah, Leroy's just sort of like making his way out, and he's literally just going to turn out the headlamps. Like, that's all he was doing. And,
Chuck is doing it.
what's up?
You just said Leroy's doing it. I assume Chuck is doing it.
Oh, Chuck is doing it. Thank you. Yes.
Both
thank
of you were saying Leroy, and I was like, I thought Leroy was going back.
No,
and
no,
forth.
that's my
Wait,
fault.
Sorry, I should say.
I'm gonna say
Edward was telling Leroy that he's going outside.
That boy Scott's
That's
gonna
the
kick the
reason.
door open. Leroy Palmer, and just
The difference is where Leroy Jenkins runs towards it, Leroy Palmer runs the other direction.
Yeah.
So I think that's the right move.
Squid, what are you asking me? How do you do the
Car.
blinking lights animation on all the text?
Oh, like the nameplates when they cycle.
Oh, Canva.
yeah, that's
Yes.
the neon animation. You can't-
Yep. I literally just set it to 30 seconds and it loops every now and then. So yeah, Canva. It's a great
Canva's
tool.
useful as hell.
I love Canva. I thought you were asking me about my. I have a candle. I was like, yeah, that's flickering. So, as Chuck goes out to turn out the lamps, it is pitch. As soon as those lamps go off, just nothing. It's just so unbelievably dark that moonlight barely freckles the gravel road. And a few seconds would pass, and then you hear like a chunk, and an oil lantern gets lit up, and you see Leroy standing in the door, holding the lantern up.
Thank you. You just wait for Chuck to come back.
Your Chuck will come waddling back over in the dark.
All right.
I reckon one of us should keep watch. I'll take one for the team. I'll do that. First watch. Can't really sleep well right now, none anyhow. So
All right. Wake me in 2 hours. We'll alternate.
don't you worry, boy. What you and Edward and I'll keep watch on everything. Did not. Look at it as an apology for me. You know what? The shotgun, all that. And the boy would just kind of like nod, like, okay. and he go back inside with the lantern.
All right. Edward would shove a couple of tables in front of both the doors. He would overkill it. He'd much rather make them like utterly fucking impassable than anything else. Worst case, we break a window to leap out. Like if there's like a fire or something, he'd much rather that than leave an opportunity for anything to crawl in without his knowledge.
Sure.
So, then he's just gonna lay down, probably take off his vest, turn into like an impromptu pillow, and just like pass out on one of the tables, like to sleep on top of the thing. Because I'm not sleeping on the ground in a log cabin. I know what crawls on that shit. He would too. He would much rather sleep on a table.
Somebody that lives in the Midwest, you got to keep an eye out for brown recluse.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Or just
really
ants.
bad here in the
Let's
Midwest.
be real. Just ants.
Ants. Yeah.
Those are the fucking worst. I don't want to deal with that.
So I don't think y'all got. You obviously don't have like the American brown recluse in Europe. Those things bite you, your entire limb swells up black and blue. Like they are bad.
We can move on. We can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. I think that's a nice little stopping point for you and Chuck there, and your new friend Leroy.
Yeah.
So let's go back to Three's Company.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
I used some sitcom music.
I assume at this point I've driven to Jimmy's.
Yeah.
Driving
So-
Jims.
Now,
Jimmy's on
If-
north side.
if this is the territory that I assume it is,
Oh no.
I
I
would
think that
assume-
you would see as the cogs are turning as you're driving there, and I'm giving you these directions, and it's going in a particular territory direction. I think you'd see Sylvie just kind of sinking lower and lower into her seat.
Dodger just looks at you like, what the fuck?
It's a left here.
and you can just see Hannibal just getting furious. But I assume this is close to the same neighborhood where my contact Roberto lives.
Very, very close to old Bobby. So this is north side. North side is home to the North Side Gang. North
And-
Side Gang are very violent. But so are Capone's crew. So
I'm just going to like look over at Sylvie. Why in the fuck are you ever on this side of town?
Well, now I didn't meet Jimmy here.
At some point, though, they told you that they live here, and you
Yeah.
continue to be friends with this person.
Jimmy is a close personal friend of mine, Hannibal.
I really would have assumed that, Minnie would have taught you not to trust people who are living up on the north side.
Well, Minnie's not around anymore.
And I'm just gonna shrug and just keep driving until I get to Jimmy's place. And I'm going to. I assume I can probably get to Jimmy's before I get to Roberto's. I'll go to Jimmy's first.
sure. And so you show up outside Jimmy. Jimmy lives in like one of those like cramped apartment buildings, like the kind of just have there's steps up, there's a door, there's a window, and then there's just two windows up about 4 stories, and that's pretty much it. And it's like stuck between 2 other buildings. You got an alleyway so thin that a bigger fellow would have trouble getting down it properly, if you understand what I mean. Bigger fellows such as myself. So and it looks like some of the windows have been boarded up. not exactly an uncommon sight in North Side, but when all of the windows are boarded up, and there's still glass in a lot of them.
I'm going to look around and look over at Sylvie. All right, which one's his? Come on. I want to make this as fast as possible.
I think Sylvie would already be looking at which one is his to see if she can see any sign of movement, but upon realizing that it's boarded up, she will start to make her way towards the entrance.
Yeah, I'll find a clear place to put the car that I can get to and get like out of without a bunch of other shit in my way.
Sure.
Even if it's like a short run, but I will then get out and I will have I'll probably have my rifle in my hand. I'll look over at Sylvie. Okay. Take the safety off. Okay. You don't point that gun at anything you're not intending to destroy. You understand me?
I know.
Dodger starts sweating.
I'm so serious right now. So keep your finger
All
off
right. Keep your hair on.
off of the and I'm gonna point off of the trigger until you are ready to fire.
At this point, she's just kind of ignoring it. She's just she's doing what he says, but she's like frustrated that like she's not being trusted, because in her mind, like, she's used it once, so she's basically an expert now. Like, this is how this is how she thinks. So she's like, I know what I'm doing. Forgetting the faux pas from earlier.
But even with that, it's like he's going to, please do not point at anything you're not willing to destroy. Keep your finger off the trigger till you are ready to fire. I will do the shooting. If something is stopping me from shooting, then you can shoot. You understand?
All right, Hannibal. All right.
All right. And you can see, like, he's frustrated, but there is a level of concern that he doesn't normally show. Of like, this is a very serious situation, and he's like in his element of like, we are in danger right now. I'm going to take charge.
I think like the fear in his voice, like the change of tone in his voice, will make her sound like a bit more scared. So like to begin with, she's like trying to brush him off, and then the moment that she realizes, oh, like he's really serious, she'll be like, all right.
I think for Hannibal, like, he has that attitude of like, when he's swearing and being ridiculous and yelling, it's like that's normal and expected. But when he's like quiet and calm and not swearing, it's very serious, which is a very like World War I thing. Like, get your fucking rifles is nothing but like, get your rifles, then we have a problem.
Oh shit.
But I will lead the way and like let Sylvie give directions until we get to his actual apartment, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've got Dodger, and I just say to Dodger, just in case he's hurt, can you stay close by?
If you're planning on protecting me, then I could stay right next to you.
My brother will protect us both.
Right. Okay. She's got her whole medical bag as well, so she's gonna hold it like this the whole time.
I'm going to look. You two will be fine, and I will knock on the door.
And I'll call in. Jimmy, it's Sylvie.
So have you guys entered the like actual complex, or did you go to the exact door that you know where Jimmy is?
Oh, I would have tried to go to the door unless there was something stopping us from doing that.
Yeah, I would try to go to the actual door. If there's something in the building preventing us from getting to his door.
Yeah. The front door opens surprisingly fine.
Oh god.
So you do get up to his room, and you're not impaired in that regard. And his door is locked. At least where you know he stays, it is locked.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy?
Who's out there?
It's Sylvie.
Who's Sylvie? I don't know no Sylvie. We should bugger off and find a place to hide. What are you, bloody stupid?
Where's Jimmy?
Jimmy who?
Got the surname. Jimmy! You know, the surname.
Jimmy.
I'm
J-Man.
going to go and hit the door one time. If your name's Jimmy, open up the fucking door. If your name's not Jimmy, then
It's not.
fuck off.
I know. Do I recognize the voice? Do I know that that's not Jimmy?
You know it isn't Jimmy, but Jimmy hangs out with a lot of Irish.
Right.
Jimbo.
Listen, if Jimmy's in there, he'll want to speak to me.
What's your name again?
Sylvie LaBelle.
All right, Sylvie LaBelle. I'll check. But if I find out you're pulling a fast one on me, I'll make Swiss cheese out of you.
I suggest you try.
This man
Open the
sounds
fucking
right.
door. I want
Yeah,
to
try
touch
saying
Jimmy
that to
now.
Jimmy and just see what he does to you.
I ain't opening no goddamn door until I know who's what. You hear him stepping away. And you hear like muttered talking in the room.
Hmm. That man sounds very upset.
Yeah, well, Jimmy has interesting friends.
Okay, I hate to be a bummer. I actually have an appointment. I have to leave. Hannibal will either stay outside or he will stand threateningly with a gun behind his sister and let her do the talking.
Okay, stand threateningly is apt.
So anything that involves like people fucking around, Hannibal's gonna be as threatening as possible. Otherwise, he will just stay back with a gun and make sure nothing.
Big presence.
Do you want to go ahead and make a general intimidation check for me?
Final check from you tonight.
Yes.
I have a question about luck. If I spend it, it's just gone, right?
It's gone, but you can earn it back as we did the
I-
improvement checks.
Okay, intimidation. You said.
Yes.
Where is intimidation?
Scare them.
Give me their souls.
Where is intimidation?
Give me
I see
their souls.
persuasion.
It should be under interpersonal.
Intimidate.
Ah, we found it.
I'll put 6 into that so that it's a success.
Okay, permanently reduce your luck by 6.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, that'll be your general intimidation check. Thank you for joining us, Alec. I appreciate
Yes.
you very much.
This was super fun. Sorry I have to hit it, but I
Love you, buddy.
They miss you already.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Take care, pal.
friend.
Peace.
All right, buy my stuff online, please. Thank you.
Buy Alex'
Bye.
book. They are amazing.
Alex also
Jimmy
working on a
Baker.
TTRPG.
His surname's Baker.
Yes.
Baker.
Baker. Okay.
Jimmy Baker.
At least that's what you think is her name.
Yeah, that's what he's told me.
Oof.
Is he a baker?
Maybe.
Oh.
You know, when he's not.
You might as well be a. Oh yeah, when you know, he is a baker the way he's making that bread. I
He's a
know.
baker of crime.
I guess it'd be called dough in this era. You know.
Baker of crime.
So, the door would
She's
actually
gonna
open.
put on her best, like, I'm supposed to be here look.
You'd see
I was just
this.
gonna sink into her bag, like, oh no.
The door would open. You'd see this massive dude, clearly Irish. He has the friendly mutton chops, full mustache, no beard on the chin, but like full like mutton chops running down the face, and slicked back hair, and this just mean look in his eyes. And he has this nasty scar like right on his face, and you can tell it's like some sort of bullet wound because it's round in shape, and it just kind of like tore through the rest of his cheek. Mean looking bastard. You're like, come on.
And she'll give him her biggest, like, smile. And she'll go, well, thank you kindly, sir. And then, come on, Dodger. And then, head in with Dodger and Hannibal.
She just avoids eye contact and stares at the floor, like, I don't want to be here. I'm terrified.
And I will head in and try to find Jimmy.
So in this apartment, it's actually a pretty sizable apartment. You make your way through, and there's medical supplies, there's firearms all over the tables. It seems like they're either ready to get to war or ready to defend themselves at all costs. And you make your way over to his bedroom, and you see that he's actually bedridden for one reason or another. And the hulking Irish fellow is still following you around.
All right. So he's in bed.
Yes.
Oh no, that's not a good.
And you see a lot of different like tonics and chemicals on the bedside.
How's he looking? In himself.
Worse for wear.
Worse for wear. Oh no. I would go, Jimmy. What happened? Are you alright?
Ain't talking much right now. Got into a scuffle when this all began. Went pretty bad.
What kind of scuffle? With who?
What do you think?
Did he get bitten by perhaps chance?
Bitten? No. Not bitten. Shot.
There's a like honestly, there's like it's almost like a sense of relief.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at this point, like she's she's in denial, but Sylvie has noticed that everyone keeps asking, "Have you been bitten? Have you been scratched? Have you been?" So she's like, as soon as she hears, "Oh, it was shot and not like bitten by one of those creatures," she's like a little like, "Oh, shut. All right. Do you need anything? I haven't. My friend here's a nurse, and
She's already
you're my
took
friend
off.
now."
She's already took off and stalked forward.
Hold on,
She's
back
already-
it up, woman. He'd give he
Do
would
you
give
not
Dodger
see
a
this
shove.
uniform?
Look,
That man has
lady.
been shot. I need to look at him right now.
Look
Yeah.
here, lady. I've seen a lot of people wear uniforms and they don't mean nothing. I saw a police officer just shooting people idly in the street the other day. I found out I got a good look at his shoes. He was an Italian. Uniforms don't mean nothing.
Jimmy.
The whole world's gone to hell, and you won't even let me help your friend.
I'm being cautious. I'm not saying I don't trust you, but I don't.
You don't have to trust me. You have to trust that I can save this man's life. But I need to see him right now.
I've stopped the bleeding. It's about all I could do. I'm no doctor.
Can I have a look at his handiwork, and see if it's actually any good?
Yeah, I'll make a roll for him.
She just looks over, like over his shoulder.
Looking over his shoulder is a task. So all things considered, he did okay, but he definitely only administered like first aid, which is enough to prevent a lot of bad things from happening, but it's not enough to prevent the worst. So
She kind of looks back at him like, just because you stop the bleeding doesn't mean this man's gonna live for any amount of time after this. Let me look at it.
I will turn to this guy and I will say, if you let my friend die because you're too proud or stubborn, I will shoot you myself.
She's kind of squaring up to this guy, like she's looking at him, but like sort of going on her tiptoes.
You American women are crazy. It says he took a step back.
Jimmy trusts me, I trust her. That's all you need to know, sir.
I've never heard of you. I'm
You don't
Jimmy's
have
right
to,
hand.
everybody.
Well, maybe you should get some culture in and come to the theater once in a while.
Oh, culture. Aye. Oh, how much do you know of Irish culture? How much do I care about American culture? I don't. You know what your
I
culture
feel
is?
like
It's
Jimmy-
smoking cigarettes and drinking and driving. That's what your culture is.
Says the Irishman.
I feel like Jimmy's cringing in the bed, like, Jesus Christ, woman, shut up.
Oh, she's having a stare down right now. Dodger wants to help this person really badly.
So how with it is Jimmy? Like,
He's out. Like he's conked out. This is Jimmy in good shape, however. I'll show that to
Jimmy
everybody.
in good shape.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
you have a picture of Jimmy, don't you?
Yeah.
Put that up.
He's a handsome man.
He is pretty handsome.
Can I? Is he gonna let me move forward, or am I gonna have to just essentially
He's
stare
gonna,
at him?
he's gonna
That's
give you a
a-
stare down. What's up?
Well, that's a handsome boy right there. Is all just one fucking meme. And there we go. Continue, please.
So, this
Well,
big
he
guy.
might be dead soon if we can't get into this room.
So, he gives you a stare down, but he eventually just kind of like lets it go. Like there's no point in it.
She just looks. Dodger looks unusually angry at this. Like it's weird to see her in a very like, what's the word, a confident state, I guess, because you're so used to her being quite timid and holding the bag. But the fact that someone's life is on the line, she's like, no, I need to save this person. she kind of, not elbows him, but kind of pushes past him quite, not aggressively, but enough that he's like, oh, okay. And I would like to perform a probably medicine check, I guess, or
Yeah.
biology.
Medicine would be appropriate.
Is there anything I can do to help? And she's coming in trying to.
Let me have a look first, and I will let you know.
I'd say give the man plenty of space to breathe. That would be plenty enough help.
That is a. I think it's just a success. Let me double check. Yeah, it's just a success.
You do your best to like you're changing out his bandages, you're applying the proper medicines and stuff like that. You're checking the things that he has on the nightstand. Hopefully, he hasn't given him all of this stuff because some of this stuff he definitely didn't need to give him. But you know,
What medicines did you give this man?
I don't know. Just gave him some opium to help him calm down a wee bit.
What do you mean you don't know?
I gave him all the things. I read the bloody bottles and I read the manuals that I found, you know, and I did what I could. He's fine as is, but I'm sure he's not gonna last that way.
He's fucking breathing.
Aye, so give me some fucking credit.
All right. Is he okay, Dodger? Can you help him?
And is he stable? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. His breathing's a little iffy. It's hard to tell where he got shot, but like somewhere in like the upper chest area.
Is it a deep wound? Like, is it a proper? Is it something that's going to kill this man?
No, it's not going to kill him. He's just going to be on his ass for a while. Because, like,
Shit.
It's clear he got hit with a powerful handgun, not just some, like, 32 or anything like that. He probably got hit with, like, a 45 or something of that equal.
Well, the good news is this man will live. It's not, the wound isn't infected. And she glares at the Irishman.
He just gives you this stare like, oh, he'll live all right. Can't say the same for you.
He's fine. You just need to give him a little bit of rest and some breathing room, did you call it?
Aye, breathing room. Now, what are your names? You said Sylvie LaBelle, and what's your name?
Dodger.
And this is my brother, Hannibal.
Right. I'm Diarmid. Diarmid Byrne.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Byrne.
I'm in the chat for you. I have not painted him yet. Don't worry, I will though.
Okay.
Diarmid.
So it's Irish, so it's Dear Mud. That's how it's pronounced. It's, you know.
No. I haven't counted Irish names before.
Dear Mud.
Dear Mud. Okay.
No, there's no the N is not pronounced. It's just Diarmid.
Like Dermot, but like
Yeah. Similar. Right. So, first off, how did any of you know to come here? You know Jimmy. You know Jimmy well enough to know where he lives. That's a.
Yes, I know him very well. He's my friend, like I told you.
Oh, you know him well, do you? Are you acquainted? They do like air quotes, like.
That's none of your business, sir.
Well, it's not like there's any confession booths open right now, is there?
I do think she's obviously quite concerned about him.
Yeah.
All you need to know is me and Jimmy are good friends.
How good?
Good enough.
Not good enough for me to know who you are.
And how close are you and this fella?
I've been with him the last 7 years. He'd look over at him.
Interesting.
Pretty much run things on this block.
Mighty impressive.
Oh, it's all clicking now.
Have I heard this name?
Dearmid?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You'd have to rack your brain. Maybe you heard it once.
I'd have to rack my brain.
Yeah.
He's trying to be all like, oh, I don't know who you are, so you're obviously not that special, but like I don't really know who he is either.
You don't remember Jimmy mentioning him. To be fair, the only time you've ever seen Jimmy is when he's literally just by himself.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
And Jimmy never mentions his work.
Well, I can't say I've ever really heard of you either, but it's a pleasure to meet you either way.
Oh, so he's smart enough not to tell some random woman who he works with. Good on him. I'll be sure to give him a pat on the back when it isn't blown out like a tomato.
That was me laughing, not Sylvie, because Sylvie's very stressed right now.
Dodger's just like hands on around the wound, like checking it and making sure that all the dressing is proper. She's not paying attention, essentially, is what's happening.
Do either of you know what's going on? I just see strange shambling things in the streets biting each other. That's all I know.
That's about much of it.
Well, and she'll kind of relax a little bit. In all honesty, no. My brother says hell has... We're in hell. He's a little religious. But my friend here says there was some trouble in the hospital. I think it might be some kind of disease or sickness. I'm not sure.
Right.
But they can't bite us or touch us.
The touching part is fine. As long as you don't get any of their blood inside your system, you'll be fine. I was there when it all happened at the hospital. I watched all of my friends be eaten. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm a bit angry.
You'll have to forgive me for the same, because I was in a shootout with a bunch of Italians.
And that's not my business.
As much as your little bite party isn't any of mine.
Unfortunately, Mr. Byrne, it is now, because the entirety of Chicago is now a wasteland.
It's true.
We've seen it. It's not pretty.
The cars have been abandoned. There's no one on the streets.
Hell, even half
We
the
had a
shops haven't been
policeman.
looted.
He said he was coming back. He didn't.
He's-
Just go with that as the story.
That's a good cover
Uh-oh.
story.
Well, you think a policeman was going to help you in this state?
I don't think
Well-
anyone can help us in this state.
He saved my brother's life, but I'm gonna lean in close. I'm gonna say, truth be told, he was a little green around the gills.
I'll keep that in mind, how you treat people, then. Because what does that mean for me? If I just become an inconvenience, you're just going to leave me by the wayside? Because
No,
as
we
far as
didn't
I see
leave
it,
him. He left us.
to do what exactly? Maintain law and order? He put a hand over his chest and like mockingly put his hand up.
Potentially, he said he was gonna go and see if he could find some help, and he didn't come back.
Dodger, you overhear? You remember overhearing that he was going to look for his sister?
That's it. He was going to look for his sister. She had what was it? Polio. He was going to look for his sister, but his sister was in. And it was the busier part, wasn't it? That was like exceptionally difficult to go to.
Central Chicago, yeah.
His sister's in Central Chicago, and I don't think it's doing well there.
I don't think anywhere's doing well after what I saw. It spreads pretty fast.
None of you tried to stop him? Or help him?
Well,
My brother did. My brother mostly talked with him.
I was a little bit traumatized from watching people eat each other.
Sure.
It's not something you encounter very often, if I'm being honest with you. The hospital, you might think it, but no.
It's a bleeding mess. He can't have himself a seat.
Is anyone else in here in need of medical attention?
Don't know. I haven't bothered reaching out to any of the people that live here.
Okay. He's just gonna just shuffling about.
He's just kind of like playing with the lighter, just kind of like striking it up every now and then, just like. So what then? Are we just sitting ducks?
No. Well, the plan was to see if Jimmy wanted to come with us. My brother mentioned that perhaps a train out of the city.
A train.
Maybe.
It's the only way. It's the only form of transportation that hasn't been bogged down. I guess there's so many cars on the street that have been abandoned. There's nothing left. Like we could walk, but I don't want to risk that.
Walking to the south side rail system? It's a poor idea.
That's why I said we're not walking.
I don't even know how you got a car over here.
With great difficulty.
With great difficulty.
Oh. But when Jimmy's awake, we'll get moving. I don't want to move him in the state that he's in. Besides, with how big this group's getting, I don't think we're going to all be able to fit into one car.
All right. And like I think Sylvie's she's kind of just like she's being a bit unusually quiet. Like normally she's the person that's like larger than life, being really loud and thing, but she's just kind of like at this point I think she's having her first real hit of reality of like how bad this all is, and like she's like doing the calculations because she is quite smart. She's doing the calculations in her head of like, okay, he's gonna wake up, but then he's gonna still be hurt, and like, how are we gonna get him to different areas? But like, she doesn't want to leave without him.
Right.
So she's like she's got, oh my god, my idea score is pretty high. So I guess she's trying to like keep the old brain churning of like how we can make this work. This guy, she doesn't particularly like him, but he would definitely be useful in a fight.
Oh, sure.
Can I have Dodger come over and like she notices your age, like sort of like hey, like reality is coming back to you, and she goes over and holds your hand, keeps you grounded.
Yeah, and I think actually that's a really good point because she'll give it a little squeeze back, but she's also got her arm down, like because Jean-Pierre's cage is sat next to her. She's got her arm down and she's got like the fingers between the bars, and she's just scratching Jean-Pierre like between the ears, because that's what keeps her grounded.
Mr. Byrne, I look, as far as I'm aware, we are here to look for people to come and help us get through the town to get to the station. Do you know anyone that would be willing to help us in exchange for getting out of Chicago?
Maybe.
That's the most we could ask for.
That's granted they're still alive. Given what you've been telling me from the outside and from what I've seen, I don't know if they are. Because it seems like a bit of survival of the fittest at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, my brother knows someone, but he hasn't told me who yet. If we're gonna, and she's gonna have this moment, she's gonna go, if we're gonna get a train, don't we need someone that can drive it? I've never done anything with a train before.
I don't think I've ever even been in a train. Do you know anyone that can drive a train?
No. I know some people that work down on the railroad, but that's about it. Maybe they know the conductor or the engineers. I don't know nothing about trains. I was a
Well,
topsoil farmer.
Engineer.
You
Just
wouldn't
still
mind,
working away. The cogs are working away.
you wouldn't mind pointing us in the direction of that person? Are they local or do they come here often?
He'd look outside, like what between like the slits in the wooden boards. I think we should wait till morning to do anything. Moving around in the dark, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree.
I would also recommend that we keep our volume to the absolute minimum. They're very attracted to sound.
You drove a car here, didn't you?
Not directly to the front door.
That boiler attract enough attention.
I'm sure if any followed us, they would have given up in about a couple hours. They seem. She's trying to think back to what she remembers how they interacted with once they heard sound, to see if she can decipher if like they will give up after like some time.
That's something you can't deduce at the moment. You don't.
Okay.
You haven't seen what these things are fully capable of yet. But I think we're gonna, since the next point in the story heavily relies upon Hannibal being here, I think we're just gonna go ahead and call the session for right now.
Yeah.
That's a good ender.
I'm just gonna end with Sylvie just being like, "What do you think, Hannibal? You're awfully quiet."
Squeezes your hand a little bit more.
Well, I think fade to black.
Well,
It's like the Sopranos
Oh.
ending. It just cuts off when they're in the middle of them talking. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm really glad to be back doing Call of Cthulhu. I hope you appreciate all the action. I hope you appreciate my players literally running half the game for me because they're such awesome and just absolutely stupefying actors and actresses, of course. But I think we're just gonna go start it from right to left this time. Do outros, tell us a little bit what you're doing, and then we'll get on out of here. See if we can't find somebody to raid into. Let's start with Omni.
Roger that. Hello, everyone. I'm the Last Omnitect, your favorite robot American. You guys can catch me on my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TheLastOmnitect. I do world building, art, rule smithing, and I'm now back to running tabletop games, including my very own Wild Skies of Eternia actual play, a Pathfinder 2E game with a lighter than air adventure. Been having a real blast running it, and I'm just generally hyped to be doing it. On top of that, also keep an eye out. I will be running Legacy First Flight on twitch.tv/DMDM Studios. I'm really excited about that. I've been running the past couple, it's like every other week, and it's been going really, really fun. Red's in that when he can make it. We've had a bunch of amazing actors. It's been a blast. I've been loving it. And it's also the first beta test of this system that I've been working on for 20 years in its final state. I'm really fucking excited about it. And finally, you guys can also catch me on his channel running Mouse Guard. We just ran that this week, and it's been a blast. So keep an eye out. You'll spot me. Check it out. Look out for the alerts on Twitter. And hey, look out for the alerts on Twitter because very soon I'm going to start posting a lot more about my Redbubble store because I now print stuff on shirts, including some of my art, which I'm actually quite happy about. It turned out pretty freaking good.
God
Oh,
bless.
that's so cool.
Yeah. I've got some
Hell
pretty good
yeah.
stuff in there. So I'll let you guys know more when I got more details. That's me, Red. Thank you, buddy, as always, for an amazing game.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I'm going to go ahead and shout out Alec here. Alec Azam, you can find him on Twitter. I just posted the link. If you don't already know Alec, he's an awesome content creator here in the TTRPG community. He started out making some of the best homebrew you can find in 5th edition, and now he's expanded beyond, and he's actually working on his own game called Spliced. Very interested in it. It is a Bioshock-inspired tabletop role-playing game, and I plan on doing art for this book, so because I absolutely love 1920s 30s sort of like noir spooky stuff, obviously. So
what? You
You? No.
No.
Never.
I
what?
hate this game with all my heart.
Oh,
Well,
scary.
that's why I get so dressed up for it, you know. But I absolutely.
Insight check. Oh, wrong system.
I'd be a psychoanalysis.
Sanity roll.
No, yeah, no insanity rolls yet. But
I've
yeah.
done a sanity roll.
Oh, yeah.
I lost
This session?
sanity as well. Not
Not
this
this
one.
session.
I was gonna say I
I-
don't think there was any this session.
Not
Not
this
this
session,
session.
no.
But anyhow, please check out Alakazam. Very cool dude. I'm very happy to work with him. He also has games open if you're looking for an awesome GM. Yeah, you'll never regret it. He's a really awesome dude, and I vouch for him 100% of the way. Anyhow, over to Art.
Hey.
You knew it was coming.
I know, but I never prepare. I'm too busy enjoying like listening to everyone else talk, and then I'm like, oh shit, I need to talk about myself now. All right. I am Ty Artemis. I make music most of the time. Most of the time, you can also find me just annoying people in Twitch chats or on Twitter. Actually, I should promote this. I recently released a song called "Momento Via Vita." It's very nice, and I think you should all go and
It's an
listen to it,
awesome song.
please. I need the listens. No, I'm trying to get one of my songs to hit 100 listens, and it's been an uphill battle so far. So thanks SoundCloud for that one. Actually, this might get people interested as well. I'm working on a secret little thing with another creator in the Twitter space for one of their games and one of their Kickstarters. So I'm currently working on something a little bit spooky and very like tribally folk music. So
Oh.
it's very cool. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. But yeah, I think that's me. Yeah, everyone. I'm not. I kind of just spontaneously release songs and be like, "Hey, thing." In fact, how many songs were? Yeah, I've released 2 songs actually. So there's the second one is called "All the Cute Girls I Know Are By," and I would really appreciate you listening to that one too because it's a very good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So the title is also 100% true. So
It's true.
Stop. Right, I'm just kidding. This is not just aimed at me.
Are you sure? I'm kidding.
Whoa. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm just trying to be nice. Please, please listen to my stuff, please.
absolutely. Thank you for joining us, Art. You're always a treat to have on, and I very much appreciate you saying yes to absolutely all of my projects.
Honestly, you could come to me and be like, "Hey, do you want to do a 5e session where your characters are like level 3 and you have to fight beholders?" I'd be like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm in."
That actually sounds really fun.
Yes.
I won't make a character that I'll get attached to though.
Well, y'all know I like running. With this group specifically, I like running more freeform games. But 5e, maybe.
You know,
I'll
I'm
think-
always down to clown.
I'll think about it. And
Where we're all clowns. Okay.
wow.
No. If that's the case, I'm fucking out. I'm sad.
I was gonna say Omni doesn't even need to dress up. No, I'm kidding. Oh, that's mean.
Okay. You cannot segue into my little like.
No, Omni, come on.
I'm fucking joking. I'm fucking joking.
Leaves.
Anyway, I was gonna say that's a great segue. Cat. Oh,
What? The word clown?
yeah.
Segue into me?
I gotta be mean to everybody if I'm gonna be mean
You
to
know what,
Omni. I
Red?
gotta spread the
Screw
love a little.
you, yeah. First of all, look at this. I put effort in. Okay.
So did the rest of us. You
Gonna.
Okay,
Look at Omni.
hey.
He's wearing suspenders and a belt. My man's double ready to go. Those pants ain't going nowhere.
I'm ready
Hello,
for my
everyone.
70s to kick in.
I'm Kat. Ignore all of these clowns around me. I am also known as the Law Mistress, or Law Mistress 93 on pretty much all social media. What am I doing currently? Well, not a whole lot, and the reason why is because I am in the process on the latter half of the process, but in the process of moving. So you might have noticed I'm in a brand new space. There are empty shelves behind me. Hopefully soon they'll be filled with books and all of my things that I love, but not quite currently yet. We'll get there. But yes, so there's this that is obviously every other Thursday. In the process of season 2 of Theros, this Sunday is Go Dark week. Thank God, because because I'm moving. But it's Go Dark week on Girls Run These Worlds. So it's not this Sunday coming, but the next Sunday is when we will be in episode. It is the penultimate episode before our season finale, and then I'm pretty sure I'm good to talk about this. Future seasons will be on my Twitch channel.
That's
but I have yet to organize real details about that. But that will be transferring over. That's been in the works for months and months and months. Because I am going to, now I've got my own space and my own office and things like that, I'm going to start my own Twitch channel and do the shit that I want to do and continue writing. It's going to be great, but I just got to get through this extra bit of stress first, everyone. So we'll get there. So currently I have minimized my projects so that I can work on personal life stuff, and then I'm going to come back in, all guns blazing. I'm going to kick shit to the curb. That's it. That's the end of it. It is 11 p.m. here, and I have work tomorrow at 7 a.m. So this is basically me every week, though, isn't it, Red? Like, by the way, guys, I'm up at 4. I'm not going to be up at 4 anymore.
Oh, that's really good to hear. Instead. Now I'm gonna feel less bad for like accidentally running a stream over.
No, you're good. In fact, actually, we're finishing pretty much on time. It's good. Awesome. But yeah, that's me. Thanks all for coming in. Love you all.
Thank you, Kat. I'm really glad. I really appreciate you. I know you're in a really stressful time in your life, so I do really appreciate it taking the time to show up for this stream. I really appreciate it.
I had to pack a whole box of just Sylvie stuff, and I shit.
You have no idea how much that means to me. Like I know I'm very jovial, but that means a lot to me. That really does.
Well, I wanted to do all the dress up and stuff like everyone else, or I would have felt left out.
Well, thank you. I'll talk about myself for a little bit. I won't keep you too long. I'm Red, obviously. I am going to be live again on. So let's talk about Derek's stuff first. I'm going to be live at Covet Syndicate on Saturday. Friday, Derek's got something going on. Derek's got the Death Watch, the new Death Watch show. Is that this Friday?
I don't know if it's this Friday or next Friday. Hold on.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's definitely coming up. I'll take a look and I'll let you know in a second.
Okay, I appreciate that. Saturday, I'll be live on Covet Syndicate playing Vaughn, everybody's favorite asshole wizard. And let's see, Sunday. I don't think I do anything on Sunday. Unless I'm like gravely forgetting something. Anyway, Monday, we're not doing anything, but soon to be filling that other Monday slot. I'm looking to get the Magic the Gathering campaign started again, but right now I'm looking for another Planeswalker or two. So if you know anybody that's super interested in Magic, either they play the game, there may be a tournament grinder, if they love the story, I'm looking for a third and fourth, or a fourth and fifth player, potentially. Fourth would be a sweet spot, fifth would be great too, but I'm doing what I can. Tuesdays is always... No, please.
I was just going to say, I did confirm Darker Stars, the Death Watch campaign, is this week at 7:30 p.m. Central this Friday.
Right on, and that's ran by Soul. And there's going to be some big peeps in there, like huge followings. I was just like, damn, that's intimidating. But regardless, I'll be live on Tuesday with some Magic the Gathering with. I'll be joined by Comrade Snake and Valerie Fatality again, because Omni and Derek are going to be away testing the game that Derek's working on. Very excited to see how that turns out. But Wednesday we're back to Death Watch, and and then alternating Thursdays is this show. So the next showing of this will be at 2 p.m. CST on the 13th of April, if I remember correctly. 13th of April. So. Thank you very much, folks. Let's find somebody to raid out into real quick. Anybody got any recommendations?
Who have I got us online? No one.
Aelk's bomb.
Yeah, that's the only one I see live right now.
Yeah, that's all I have right now.
All right, into her. She's pretty cool. Make sure
Yeah.
to say hello, hi, and all that. And I will see you guys very soon. Farewell.
Goodbye, my friend.